Good morning. I know, it's been a week. It's been a week since I've been in, and oh, I could have stayed on holiday. I was having such a lovely time. It wasn't really a holiday, I just went to London to visit friends, did a bit of shopping, went to the theatre, did lots of gorgeous things like that, but it's lovely to be back. It is lovely to be back. New shirt, do you like it? One of my new ones. Got a jam-packed show for today. Would you like to have a look at today's menu? Here we go. Coming up today with me, I'm just John again today. Just John again today. Coming out today with me, 8 o'clock, a chic structured shopper. Now, I wouldn't call it a shopper. I'd call it more of a little, well, you'll see in a minute. With oh, Debbie. You've become Debbie now.
Debbie now.
It's supposed to be Deborah. Who's put Debbie? Honestly, you go away for a few days and everything changes, Debbie. You're not really a Debbie, are you? Anyway, never mind. At 9 o'clock, Joe Carter's Panda, which you've all been waiting for. 10 o'clock, springtime gardening set with Debbie. And then at 11 o'clock, a clever drawstring tote. Oh, it's clever. Do you know what? I'm out of the loop on text. Let me show you. Right, this is the it's the shopper, right? Now, it's a gorgeous, yes, it's a gorgeous bag, but you wouldn't fit much shopping in there. You went to go shopping with me. You get eggs. You'd get 6 eggs in there, wouldn't you? Or an old flannel, which is what's in it at the moment. So that's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Look. Joe Carter's Panda. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, it could be a she, I suppose. He or she. So that's 9 o'clock. But guess what? In that hour as well, look, we also have the pattern and some fabrics to make a little kimono. It looks like a bolero to me, like a Caroline Lindsay bolero, doesn't it, that one, bolero? But it's cute. Then Debbie's gardening set includes this gorgeous kit bag, the little banner for your shed, and a kneeler. That's a kneeler. So we've got that coming up at 10 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock, oh my word, so many things. This is the clever bag. This is the clever bag, this one, that Joe's made. You know what, I love that Dalmatian fabric. We've got a gorgeous cactus fabric in that hour as well. So we would love for you to get in touch. And the best way to do that is go on a web chat. So you need to go to our website, www.sewingquarter.com. And then what you need to do is you need to log in at that point, because it doesn't cost you anything. You just need to put your details and everything like that. So what you do is you scroll down, click on Watch the Show Live. Log in with your details. Scroll. Oh, well, you don't need to scroll down. It's already there, look. Oh, no. There you go. Message. Oh. Jumped on it. Message the studio. So what you do is you write your message in there. You keep it to 140 characters or less. At your end, you can keep writing as much as you like. But at my end, it will cut you off after 140 letters. Now, producer Wayne it is today. Wayne is producing this morning. Hello, he says. Hello. Wayne's a bit traumatized because he's 40 now. And realised that you're not supposed to drink a bottle of gin without anything added into it. So he's still got a bit of a headache from the weekend. Not this weekend, when was your party, Wayne? When was your party? Oh, only this Friday just gone. God, it feels like ages ago, doesn't it? Anyway. So what you do now, go back to the page, because if you scroll down the page, you'll see products from today's show. You see, now there's that gorgeous bargello and everything that I had yesterday. In a minute, all of those will disappear. And as I introduce bundles and fabrics and tools and everything today, they will appear there. So you can click on them and pop them in your basket. Talk about popping them in your basket while the show is live. If you go to the top of the page, on the right-hand side there, you'll see there's the Bargello Rainbow Quilt Kit, £58.99. If you want that, you click on there, add it to your basket. Now, you can check out as many times as you like during the day, because there's one P&P of £2.95 for the whole day. And you can check out as many times as you like. You can also get in touch via the email. Now, this is the only way that you can get your pictures in, if you want to send me a picture, or if you want a longer email to come in, if you've got a longer question, or something that you want to go to somebody particular in the studio. Studio@sewingquarter.com. Studio@sewingquarter.com is the email address. I think that's everything for now. So let's get on. Isn't this a cute little bag? Now, obviously the pattern has different sizes in. This is the smallest size. Love those handles. I've not seen those handles before. So shall I start with the pattern, Wayne? Right, so the pattern is sold separately. It's here. Oops. This is the McCall's handlebags and totes. £8.99. £8.99. Now look, you see, you can get the 4 different sizes on there. 4 different sizes. at $8.99. So we've done it separately because I know we've had this pattern before and a lot of you already got the pattern. So we've also done bundles to go with. Bundles to go with. So where shall I start, Wayno? The one that we've already made is this one here. So what you get here, oh. Who's been brushing their hair on set? Here we go. Out for the day, duck egg, this one's called. Hound Bundle. You get a metre of fabric, you get half a metre of the hounds, half a metre of the Spectrum Solid, you get your thread, and you get your handles for £19.49. Oh! Everyone saw that coming except for me, didn't they? £19 and oh, it's landed. It landed like that. So that's the duck egg one. I've also got the same fabric in ochre, where you get half a metre of your dachshunds in ochre, half a metre of the ochre lining, an ochre thread, and the handles. £19.49. £19.49 for the fabric, the handles, and the thread. And then last but not least, we've got this lovely, now this is like the Edwardian wallpaper, isn't it, this one? So you get half a metre, now that fabric's got gold in it, you see. Not real gold, obviously. Half a metre of the pattern, half a metre, is it Deep Orchid, that one? I think it is, isn't it? Or is it, was it Damson? Looks might be Damson, actually. I'll get Wayne to tell me now. Rose Bundle, this one's called. 1 metre, half metre of each of the fabrics. You get the thread and you get the handles. £17.99. Oh, claret. I was completely wrong. It's claret. Okay. Shall we go over and see Deborah then and get on with the making of this handbag? Hello, you.
Hello, you.
Now, you didn't have that top on a minute ago.
I didn't know. I looked at it and I thought, there's something on that T-shirt. I'm just going to put
what, you dribbled your breakfast down?
Well, I must have done, yeah, so
I don't know. Now, I wouldn't, it's a gorgeous little bag, but you wouldn't call it a shopper, would you?
No, I probably wouldn't do my shopping in it. I think it's good for your lunch. You know, if you're taking your little lunch to work with you.
Yeah.
You pop it inside there.
What do you have for your lunch?
Well, sandwich and a bit of fruit, yoghurt.
You could.
Don't know what you're having for your lunches.
Well, I've eaten mine already. I was so hungry when I came in this morning. I had my porridge and my banana. And then I had my boiled eggs for lunch. So well, anyway. So now, if we look at the pattern, this is the smaller one, which is A, which is 19 by 32 by 10 centimetres. It does go up to 28 by 43 by 10, so you can make a much bigger bag.
Much bigger shopper.
Can't you? Anyway, should we get? Is it easy?
It is, yes.
Perfect.
It's nice and easy. So I'll show you the pattern piece first.
Yeah. You do that, and I'll just switch my thingy on.
Okay, no problem. So. The pattern piece has you cutting fabric, contrast and interfacing. The contrast is your lining, the fabric is your main fabric for the outside, and your interfacing is what you use on the inside. Okay. So on this one, I've used a medium interfacing, and you can see
just your normal iron-on interfacing.
Yeah, and it's got a little bit more kind of, especially with the weight of the handles, it can kind of flop a little bit. So what we've done with the demo version is use the Fusible Fleece. Oh, okay, I've got the Fusible Fleece here, haven't I, Wayne? No? There it is. There you go. Now, the Fusible Fleece is sold like this. I think it's a metre piece, and it's sold like this. You can't buy the metre. You have to, so if you want 3 metres, you have to buy 3 packets of this here. Wayne's just bringing the graphics in for you. Oh, it's very slow today, isn't it, Wayne? It's not Wayne. Wayne's pressed the button. I heard him press the button. There you go. It is. And H640 Fusible Fleece, sorry, 1 metre piece, £9.99. That's enough for 2 of these little bags. Oh, yes, I can imagine. Well, there's lots. I'll open it for you because there's absolutely loads in here, look. Because I think you were just given a piece to work with, weren't you? Look, you get all of this. So there's plenty, really, isn't there? So you get a metre square of that. Okay. Perfect. So that's iron-on, is it? It is the iron-on, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, brilliant. So for both pieces, I've fused the outside piece and I've left this one free. It does have a pocket as well, but I want to try and show you as much of the bag as possible. Okay. So did you put the pocket on this one? Yeah. I'll show you the pocket before you go on then. Okay. Oh yes, cute little pocket there. Yeah. One for your phone, one for your chocolate or your keys. And it's super simple. Yeah. It has the fold line on the pattern piece already, and you just stitch. It's only one piece, really. I've got two.
Oh, so the top of the pocket is a fold.
Yeah, so you just fold it over, stitch down these sides, leave a gap, turn it through, top stitch. Okay. Easy peasy.
Okay, but we're not going to do the pockets, we just want to do the rest of it.
As much as this as possible. So we're going to stitch down these two sides here, and then along the base. Okay. So I'll just wait for that there. Down here. Yeah. And across, and leave these little triangles free. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Now, you obviously don't need a walking foot with the fleece, but it's easy to sew with? Yeah, it's pretty easy. I think it shouldn't need any specific work. It depends on whether you have had trouble with it in the past, to be honest. If you struggle, then you can always use a walking foot or something like that. It's not.
Oh no, you're sailing through that, aren't you?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
Was it difficult to fuse to the fabric?
No, it's really easy. What I tend to do is fuse from the right side of the fabric, though, rather than fusing from the fleece, because it has a tendency to melt, depending on the cotton.
Did you use? You didn't use a pressing cloth or anything. You just used it from the top?
No, just used it, but did it from the top, and it does go through enough. Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be completely, like, really strongly seized on, because you're going to stitch through it anyway. Yeah.
And also, you don't want to press too hard, because you're going to take away the whole point. It's a squidgy fleece, isn't it?
Yeah. It gives that nice texture otherwise. Okay. Through there. And then make sure these are matched. You could use clips or pins or anything, but I'm just matching the edges.
But it doesn't seem to move because they're just straight lines, so it doesn't move. And also the canvas underneath is a nice, on that one, it's a nice quality.
Yeah, they're both really good stable fabrics, so actually you're all right on that front. So, do the same with the lining. Okay. Exactly the same again. Yeah. Except, I will show you when I'm going to change. Oh. We're going to leave a gap in the bottom of the lining piece. Oh, okay. Because that's where we're going to turn it all through. Oh, okay, so it's not bound, it's a bag through back, yeah. Good morning, John. Glad you're back on screen. Is that a new shirt, love, Wendy? That's what yourself, Wendy. Yes, his jacket, Wendy. It's one of my new ones. I like that the birds have hats on. I don't think you'd be able to tell that from the screen, but oh no, it's good. Hang on with the birds. Oh yeah, there you go. The bird's got a hat on it. It's on a bit of a jaunty angle, that one. What I liked about this one is this is a bit like our linen effect fabric. The background's got like a denim-y feel to it, hasn't it? It's nice. So what I'm going to do is, and what I could do is just mark it with a pen, but I'll probably just go straight through. You're just going to go up and leave a good gap. Well, I was going to say, now, normally they say leave a gap that's as wide as your palm, don't they, for turning through? Too much. But for me, that would be almost the whole thing. Yeah, almost too much. But really, all you need to do is to be able to get the bag base through the hole. So you don't. So you're not going to be pulling. Are you going to be pulling the handles through it? No. Yeah. Oh, you do. Yeah. So you got to remember the handles are going through the hole as well. There, but if you have your. Where's she gone? I'm just disappearing. Yeah. Here you go. If you have your piece of... Yeah, the fabric your trousers are made of. Yeah. I think Paul Clark's made a shirt out of that for us. Has he? Yes. Oh, well, lovely. It's very soft. So this is the size of your bag base. So you've got to make sure you're able to get that through. Oh, OK. So actually, I would leave it that big. Yes. Probably. OK, perfect. Yeah. That big. That big. So... So did you have thunder and lightning where you were? No, I don't think so. I mean, I was in Birmingham last night, and they definitely had big, stormy kind of weather before I arrived, because the train stopped at Birmingham and everyone was told to get off and have a drink because they didn't know when they were going to leave again. Okay, did you not get off at Birmingham then? Yeah, but I got off, so it was fine. But the other people who were carrying on? Everyone else, they got told to... Yeah, because I heard there were going to be these big storms. I got back on Saturday night, and I heard in the distance, and then yesterday afternoon heard again, but we haven't had any interrupted one either. Nothing. No. Well, if they have, I've slept through it. Well, that's always a possibility. Yes. Right, so what we do with this, if you're familiar with bag making, it's the usual thing you do. So you definitely don't want to go along here and down. Hang on a second, there we go. It's just along there and there. Don't do that. You want to pinch. I can do this here. These two triangular pieces here. Yeah. And match that centre seam there, so that when you sew that down, it creates that...
The box corner.
Box shape.
Wendy, different Wendy in Dorset says, morning, question, applying interfacing, to steam or not to steam?
Oh, interesting. I do not steam because, in theory, the steam gets between the layers and it stops it from fusing.
Okay.
So I just turn the steam off completely.
Okay. But there is one we've got that you have to steam.
Oh, interesting.
But it's not this one, it's not this one, but there is one that you have to, it tells you have to steam it.
Well,
you see, I don't turn the steam on my iron off ever, it's always on.
Whenever I was just starting sewing as well, though, you don't know any of these rules.
No.
So I just steamed my interfacing, and I used steam forever, for probably about 5 years before someone said it was about...
It's like our quilters, none of them steam when they're doing quilting, they're patching.
But I think with dressmaking, there's arguments for either thing.
Oh no, dressmaking, you always steam and press between every stitch I would do.
Yeah, every single.
Which depends what it is. If it's velvet, you're not going to.
But if you want something to go around a bend, steam can be really helpful.
Yes, exactly. Or if you've already sewn round a bend, you haven't got any puckers, but you've got that kind of.
Oh yeah.
Or looks like there could be puckers. A bit of steam, and it really takes out. And the top of the sleeve head as well. You need to steam that, don't you?
But bags is all straight lines.
Yes.
So we're all good with that. There we go. Do the lining.
Blimey, you're going to finish this by halfway through at this rate.
Well, it's a speedy one. It's quite nice.
No, this is good because with this pattern, you could in the morning think, oh, I'm going out shopping this afternoon. I haven't got a bag to go with this outfit. I'll just run one up.
Just run one up, especially if you've made the outfit. Just matching bag.
Can you imagine?
That would be quite the outfit and bag.
Yeah.
I'd be up for a bit of that. It's pretty exciting. Very vintage to do that, isn't it?
Yes.
Matching bag and then a hat.
Oh, blimey.
And then maybe something on the shoes, you know.
A little bow on the front
as
of the shoe.
much as possible.
When I was little, growing up in Chester, there was a mother and a daughter who both had bright red hair, and they both had exactly the same. I don't think they had it done. It wasn't shampoo and set. It was just they had very curly hair. They used to dress identically all the time.
Wow.
So there would be the mum, who'd obviously be in her 30s or 40s, and then her daughter.
Completely matching.
Completely matching.
Wow, that's very impressive, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so we have a lining.
Yes.
And we have the main piece of the bag.
Okay.
That was nice and easy, was it?
What's next then?
So the next bit is for our handles. I'll show you the handle here.
You've not even opened them yet.
I haven't even opened it yet.
Do you get the handles in the kit?
You
do get the handles in the kit.
So, can you see here? You've got two little holes. One and one there.
Oh, yeah.
There. And that's...
Are they just plastic, the handles?
They're just plastic, yeah. And all you do is you make these little tabs and they go through that, and then you stitch this bit. So you don't have to put any stitches into the plastic at all.
Right, okay.
You're just doing it through here.
Is the pattern for this in the pattern?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's one of the pattern pieces, and so you sort of squish it in a little bit, but it's perfectly good size for the holes that you've made. So I've done 3 of them already.
It doesn't know what handles you've got, does it?
Exactly, yeah. Could you grab the iron and the mat for me,
I
please?
could indeed.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So good to have you back. Love the new shirt. Marcia, did you have a lovely birthday? It was Marcia's birthday on the 25th.
Oh, lovely.
Because it was the day that the GPD, whatever that thing was. Remember
it
had to be done as well. Did you have a lovely time? What presents did you get, Marcia? Did you get something nice from your family? Morning, John. Lovely bag pattern, fabulous new shirt. Silly nanny Jill in Suffolk. How are you, Jill?
So...
I'm listening.
Yeah, we're going to just fold over.
Oh, can we see? Do you need me to move anything, Ginger Mike? Oh, no, got it. There you go.
We're going to fold off 2/8 of an inch.
Quarter of an inch.
Quarter of an inch on one side.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, and then on the other side as well, like that. And we're going to press that in, okay? You should measure it, obviously.
Yeah, this is where those little Teflon finger guards come in handy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, something like that would be good. I was burning my fingers this morning.
Welcome back, John. We've missed you and your banter. Your shirt looks great. Love, Leslie and Kent. Thank you, Leslie, my love.
Okay, and then this side as well.
Yeah.
Right, so you should now have 2 little sides that will kind of just about sit down. Then you're going to fold that over and try and match.
Not try, do.
Do. Well, just try and match it as close as possible.
Yeah.
so that one is not overlapping the other. You might find that they do. It's not the end of the world.
Not the end of the world.
Okay, so press that down. And this just means that you don't have to do that turning it through because that can be really difficult.
Now, did you have interfacing inside on that fabric? But that's normal, which you can get on our website, the normal
medium interfacing.
Medium iron-on interfacing.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is top stitch down the side of here, just down there, and then on the other side as well, so they match.
Okay. Perfect. Wayne, were you talking to me then? Oh, good question, Carol. Karen, sorry, I'm going. Oh, it's an email, is it? Right. Karen says, can you make all the sizes with the fabric? Okay, so D. How wide's the? Oh, morning, John and Debbie. I should be in the garden. I'm sitting here with tea and watching a fabulous show. Love the shirt from Kim Bob in Cheshire. Right, hang on. Let me work this out. The width of the fabric is. I'll be back in a minute.
Have you got your trusty tape measure?
I have. I'm coming back to you, so don't worry. I did find the original one that somebody nicked ages ago, but this one's got my name on now, so. I think this is the wider fabric, isn't it? Yeah. 56, that is. So. Now. Oh, yes. No, you will. You can, hang on. D's got a contrast on it, it says.
Well, that's the lining, usually.
Okay, well, that means there's enough. Yeah, there's enough then. There's enough with the wide. I tell you what it is, Karen. You'll have enough of this one to make the bag, but I'm worried about the rose one because I think that fabric's only 45 inches wide, which means you'd need a bit more. So you can definitely do the bigger one out of the dog ones with the lining, but not the other one.
There's one with an applique on as well, so it depends on whether you want to do that with...
Oh, that could be what that D is about then.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look.
It'd be good to have a bag with a dog on and then a cat, wouldn't it?
Oh, I see. Is the pattern for the cat in there then?
Yeah, it's got a little template.
Okay, that's why it's saying a contrast fabric. You see on D here, there's a applique of a cat and flowers and everything like that. And there's a bow on that one. And that one's just plain. So yes, there's enough to make the bigger bag out of the Dalmatian-y ones, but not the rose one. Morning, just switched on for a bit before I go to work, and unicorns. When is Lisa the Unicorn going to be on from Met? Is that like Shimoya Mary? Is that Shimoya Mary? Tomorrow. Joe's doing it tomorrow. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Fantastic. That's tomorrow. I wonder if that's Shimoya Mary. Is that Shimoya Mary? Have you got a name on it, or does it just say the same on yours as it says on mine, Wayne? Anyway, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Just trimming off these threads because you don't want them to get caught up on the inside of your bag.
So you made 4 of those, obviously?
Yes. One for each of these little holes on your handle.
What's this in my trolley for? Oh, I'm selling this fabric by the half metre as well, Wayne. Oh, met another Mary from Ayrshire. John, hope you had a nice break. Missed you, glad you're back. From Mary in Drongan in Ayrshire.
Oh, great name.
Doesn't it? I watched Escape to the Country. I had a few to catch up on from when I'd been away, and this lady was going right up to the border of Scotland, and one of the houses she looked at was just, it was only a little house, but it was beautiful.
But gorgeous.
Beautiful countryside. Right.
So I'm just finding the centre point of my bag.
Right.
To make sure I get this in the right place.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because if you might find that they've got markings on the bag template, the pattern piece, but actually your handles might be a different size.
Of course they might, yeah.
So actually you're better doing it by measuring.
Yes.
So, fold that back so you can see. I've got a centre point here.
Right.
What we want to do is just find that. Let's get my ruler. And you want to make sure that the centre point...
Where did you get that ruler from?
Oh, this is mine from home.
Oh, OK then. Naughty.
Right, so make sure you've got equal amounts on either side.
That pin mark there is the centre of your bag, and you're just placing the handle exactly
to make
equidistant either side
exactly.
of it.
Just see where that is. There.
Okay.
That means you want this one here.
Oh.
Do this bit first. Like so. And then do the same on the other side.
Like so you've cut it with just the little legs at the top. You're going to lose those though, aren't you?
Yeah.
In the bagging out.
Yeah.
So you're just pinning that loops one side to where the handle's going to be.
Yeah, at the moment. So what we're then going to do is, once we know where they are, we can then do the other side.
Oh, because you can just match it.
Match it up. Place that under there. Make sure your side seams are laying flat when you do that. Yeah, of course. Pop that in. The same on the other side.
Okay. Good morning, John. Loving the show as per usual. Keep them coming. Hazel in Spain.
Oh,
Hazel.
Spain.
She lives in Spain, you know.
That's very
right,
exciting.
Before you do anything else,
yes,
I'm going to go and do fabric. So you have a couple of minutes rest.
Fabulous.
And I shall be back.
Thank you.
Bundles, patterns. Right. Pattern first, yes, Wade? Oh, these reels of cotton are going crazy today. You can tell I've not been in for a while. Pattern.
Holiday brain.
I know. McCall's handlebags and tote pattern, $8.99. Now, obviously, we've done the little one, A, but there's 4 different sizes. And all the patterns for all the sizes are in there. And the pattern for the applique. $8.99. It's a nice little one to have, that one, isn't it? So that's the pattern. We've done 4 bundles for you. I'll do the one that you've done first of all, which is the dachshunds in duck egg. So you get 1/2 metre of the dogs on duck egg. You get 1/2 metre of the Spectrum Solid in the blue. You get the thread and you get the handles. All that for £19.49. Nice. Then we've got the ochre version, which is this one. So again, you get 1/2 metre of the ochre dogs. I've not folded that one back up properly. 1/2 metre of the ochre Spectrum Solid. Thread, handles, £19.49. Oh, I don't know which one I like best, whether I like the ochre, because you know me and ochre, I love ochre, but I'm quite liking the fresh blue of the duck egg. They're both lovely, aren't they? They're both gorgeous, aren't they? And then last but not least, completely different. Let me show you this fabric in its totalitarian. So you get 1/2 metre. Now, this is the one, you won't have enough of this to make the bigger bag, you see, because it's not as wide. The fabric's not as wide. So you get 1/2 metre. Oh, sorry. Look at the gold glimmer in there. It's lovely, isn't it? So you get 1/2 metre of that. You get 1/2 metre of the claret for the lining. Do you know what? I'd be sort of tempted to do the bag in that and then line it in that, but there you go. And the claret thread and the handle, £17.99. Now, whilst I'm here, I've also got these 2 fabrics by the 1/2 metre. So if you wanted to make an even bigger bag or a applique, well, whatever you want to, or you want to make something completely different, I can sell you this fabric, which is 56 inches wide, £5.99 for the 1/2 metre. Now this is Fray, so it'll be 100% cotton. This. Oh. Now, that's a bit controversial, Ginger Mike's. Ginger Mike's last day today for the time being. Is it today, isn't it? Is it Monday? Oh, it's Monday, isn't it? Yeah. He would get this, but he'd also buy the ochre to line the blue with the ochre. Told you it was controversial, didn't I? And then I've also got the ochre one by the 1/2 metre. Or what you could do is you could buy these and you could make the bag out of the blue and line it with the ochre dogs. Make it a much sturdier bag, though. Ochre Hound dog fabric, £5.99 for 1/2 metre. It's cute, isn't it? Looks like they're queuing up for bones or something, doesn't it? Okay, £5.99. Let's get back. I'll pick that up on the way. Right back.
Hello. We've only really got 1 seam left, so I'm going to do the pocket.
Oh, okay.
So, fold it in half.
This is the pocket. We're doing the inside pocket now.
Doing the inside pocket. And then I'm just going to go all the way around and leave a little gap.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, yes. I thought it was going to be one that you just fold over the top, stitch on, then brought it up, but it wouldn't be at all. Ignore me.
Okay. I shall.
Yeah, most people do.
Right.
So normally, if you're making the bag for yourself, you do this bit while the pattern, while
it's all in
pieces are on the
flat,
flat,
but I think we're doing quite well. So.
No, we're doing very well for time.
We should always do a miniature version, shouldn't we, of everything?
Well, don't be telling the scheduling department that, because some miniatures are even more... Can you imagine doing that in a miniature?
No, maybe not. Maybe the bags, but maybe not. Maybe not the patchwork, because that just makes life a lot more hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There we go.
And do you want the iron back out?
Yes, please. Okay, so I'm just folding that over. When you're doing turning, if I show you this, you've got two options. You can trim this corner off, and sometimes you can get a bit close to it and it can be a bit of a worry.
Right.
Or what you can do, put your thumbnail up into the corner, fold it over, so it's going to go inside, and then when you bring it through, bring that fold out so that it's tucked in. Can you see how that's still a straight line even though it's got that extra fabric in? It's not great for if you've got very bulky fabrics, but actually...
Yeah, you wouldn't do it on this, would you? On
but something like
pound.
this. And then you can always bring those points out a little bit better with a pin.
I've got...
They've taken your dibber!
Where's Derek the Dobber gone?
That's so sad. You can't take any more time off, John, forever.
I've got a coat hanger.
That will be very useful. Could stick
and a bit of old plastic, but no Derek the Dobber.
That is very sad.
No Derek the Dobber, though. That's very upsetting. You can't have Derek the Dobber.
No Derek the Dobber for me.
I'll just put these away.
I don't think that was loud enough, John.
Caroline says, "Dear John, so glad you're back. A week without you is far too long." Thank you, Caroline. Hope you enjoyed your break. Lots of love from Naughty Caroline. Oh, I did. I had a brilliant time.
Have you got any nice plans for today? For this afternoon? All day?
I've got to prep. I'll be here, and then I've got to prep tomorrow's show because I've got to come in early tomorrow to film something, apparently. But apparently the cat's out the bag now. You've all have had an email, haven't you, this morning?
Swap you. So you don't need to stitch this closed because it's going to get closed when we do the top stitch.
Oh, OK, the bag in.
So we're just going to flatten that out with the iron so it's nice and smooth.
Flatten it out? Flatten
it out, yeah.
Your hair looks nice like this, with those little plaits on there.
It shows off all the different colours my hair's gone.
But at least it's natural.
Yeah, exactly.
And how old are you?
30 this August.
Oh, I am?
I am,
I thought you were younger than that.
No. So the grey's not making me look older, obviously. That's all right then.
No.
That'll do. There we go. Fine. So now we're going to place it onto the bag.
Yeah.
And what we can do is use the pattern piece for the placement, which is here. And I tend to just put that over the top like this. Because you know me, I like to do things fast. There we go.
Yeah.
And then just pop that underneath.
As we say, normally you do this while it's on the flat. We just didn't think we were going to have time to do the pocket. But we've got eons of time. I think that slow's on go slow today, isn't it?
Maybe. Maybe it's the bank holiday Monday time.
Maybe.
That's always a different set of timings, isn't it? Right, so that's fine. Put our pins in. Just do a couple so it doesn't shift around when you stitch in.
Hello, John. Looking very dapper in your new shirt. Loving the bag. I think I might treat myself from Sue in Lincoln. Oh, go on, Sue. Which one are you going to get? You see, I'm torn between the two with dogs on, but the duckhead or the
ochre.
Ochre. I wouldn't know. Which one would you go for?
I think this is a very modern colour, isn't it?
I love ochre.
I think it's a really nice shade, so I'd probably go with this.
Yeah, when Hannah and I are on air, we always go, oh, ochre. But I'm quite liking the blue one as well. Yeah, again, Ginger Mike will put the ochre with the blue.
Well, you know.
He's leaving, so it's fine.
Little bit harsh. Right, so I'm going to top stitch with about 2...
He's dressed up specially as well today.
I'll say 1/4 of an inch, like you like.
Quarter of an
inch. There you go, 2/8.
You've done what, Ginger Mike? He's put his lucky pants on today, apparently. Don't know why.
Is that for his last day?
His last day.
Just to make sure it went well?
Well, no, I think it's more about the journey home, who we might meet on the bus.
Oh, crikey. It's quite the bus journey.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Go over your pocket, the little hole, Make sure that's all inside.
Why did you take the gubbins box off? Was it just easier to get to?
Yeah, so it's easier to get, because we've not done it in the flat, because it's already attached, it's easier to put everything round on the other side. If you put, if you're trying to do it, you're very likely to sew the other side of the bag. So if you can do that somehow with tucking it under, it makes it a lot easier for you. So now on my bag, I've added ribbon.
Yes.
For the fastening. Oh. And I do have a little bit of ribbon we can use here.
So you've just used like a bias ribbon on there?
Yeah.
What have you got there?
I've got this.
Oh, you brought that in from home, have you?
I found it out there.
We haven't got it for sale, I'm afraid, but we can do ribbon, but we'll also show you other ways to fasten it. Wendy from South Yorkshire says, morning all, not been able to watch live for a while, had withdrawal symptoms, so good to be back, great show. Oh, thank you, Wendy, welcome back.
Okay, so where we've marked our centre point earlier,
yes,
we're now going to add our ribbon. Let me turn that around.
Just a single piece?
2 pieces. One
one to each side, Joe.
If you've got a right side and a wrong side
of the ribbon,
you want the right side against the right side of your fabric. I can just see.
Has that got a right side?
No.
No, Jack.
No, it doesn't. There we go. And the other one, make sure it's really tucked in there because you might end up catching it when you're going round.
Yeah. Obviously, you can use your own ribbon. I haven't even seen that before. How you found that in the warehouse, I don't know.
It's on the stand. It's on a decorative stand.
Oh.
You remember.
Yeah, I do know exactly where it's from now. It's from day one when we had all ribbons and everything on the set.
Oh, everything was like
it was set decorating from the day one, yeah.
Very nice. So then what we're going to do is have your right side out of your lining. So all your seams should be on the inside.
Right.
You're then going to put that inside. So both right sides are facing.
Together, yeah.
Just pop your corner to corner like that.
Yeah.
And do the other side as well. And then all we're going to do then is match these edge seams. I tend to fold my seam allowances over to one side on the outside and on the inside.
So you're nestling, like a quilter.
Yeah. Here we go.
Morning, John. Oh, Luna and I had an extra early squirrel hunt this morning. We wouldn't miss a thing. Glad you're back. Much love from Teresa. Luna, squirrels, squirrels. Squirrels, Luna. Do you know, I've spent the week with 3 dogs, and I'm not talking about my friend Francesca. She's got 2 dogs, right? She's got Ripley, who's, I don't know what she is, and then she's got Zuma, and then she's got Wilma, who's a boxer, and we've had such a lovely time.
Oh. Well, it sounds like everybody's missed you, so maybe you should have holidays more often.
Say that again.
I said everybody's missed you, haven't they? So maybe you should have holidays more often, so that you get this level of love every time you're on.
Do you know what? I don't want to. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here now, but I love our viewers at Sewn Quarter because they're so supportive and so lovely. And you go to the Facebook page, the fan page on the Facebook page, and it's just lovely. First of all, everybody helps each other out, and they're all friendly, and they'll go. But they say such lovely things. You know what I mean?
Right, so...
What are you doing now, then?
Just matching that around.
Oh, OK. This is where Ginger Mike would have blue and ochre mixed, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Marilyn in Merseyside, good morning to the dynamic duo. Ooh, what channel she's watching. I've missed you, John. Please don't disappear for so long again, Marilyn. Now, the only time I've got planned, Marilyn, is I'm going on my holidays. Instead of going to America for the summer, I'm going in October this year, and I'm only going for 2 weeks. Normally go for a month,
it's
and
it's bliss.
It's just bliss because you spend the first week relaxing, chilling down. Then you have 2 weeks full on holiday, and then you start thinking, well, I'm starting to get ready to go home now. Whereas when you only have 2 weeks, and I know 2 weeks is still a luxury, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same because you spend the first week winding down. At the first weekend you're there, you think, oh, I'm on holiday now, and it's like, I'm going home in a week.
Yeah.
And you start.
Then it's done.
So I might try and get away just for a few days before then, but it'll only be. I said to Hayley, I might go to Spain for a few days at the first week in July. She sends the July rota out. I mean, every day in the first week of July.
Oops. Right, so I'm going to stitch all the way around this. Sometimes you'd leave a hole at this section, but because we already have a hole in our lining, we don't have to.
I think it's best not to have a hole in that section because, first of all, you've got all your handles in there, you've got your ribbon in there, and also it's the top of the bag. And I think if you, even no matter how brilliant a sewer you are, there's always going to be a difference, isn't there? Whereas this way, you go all the way around and then there's no gap in it.
Yeah, exactly. It makes for a much smoother finish.
Right, now, you've made sure that your handle loops, your handles and your ribbons are all tucked well inside your bag.
Tucked well inside, yes. In theory.
Here we go.
Yeah. Also,
yes,
we should have tacked our bag handles on inside the seam allowances, but we've missed it, so we're just going to go over them. It'll be fine.
What, would you do that so they don't move?
Yeah, while you're doing it.
Give them extra sturdiness.
Well, extra sturdiness, but then mostly it's so that they don't move as you're sewing.
I think in the bigger bag, it's more important.
Yeah.
Because you're going to obviously, unless you put an ingot of gold in this one.
Yeah, it's really not going to be that weighty. No. Yeah.
Oh, Lorraine, crazy Lorraine's back from her holidays. Back off me holidays like you, John. Yeah, but you've been somewhere hot and glamorous, haven't you? Mind you, Lorraine, that dress you were wearing, bit dodgy. Sheb, you know those elasticated ones that just go round you?
Oh, yeah.
She had one of those on while she was playing with the horses, and I was like, oh, in a minute, one of those horses is going to tread on that maxi dress, and it's going to go whoof, like that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, welcome her. She had delays. I saw on Facebook this morning you had delays, didn't you, Lorraine, coming back? Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I just want to put my needle down. There we go. I always forget. I have 2 weeks off, and then I forget which button does what because they're slightly different on my machine. Right. Just make sure all that's laying flat, and then do that seam.
I'm interested in watching the bagging out bit myself.
Well, getting the handles through is slightly difficult, to be honest, but we can do it. It's fine.
Oh, hang on! It's the first Britain Got Talent live final tonight.
Oh,
isn't
it?
What time's that on? Will I be able to stay up and watch that?
Be asleep on the sofa.
Debbie says she got the email. Debbie in Nottinghamshire. She got the email. I must confess, I'll miss having breakfast with you, Debbie. If you don't know, am I supposed to say? I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything.
Secret till tomorrow.
What have you got? I thought that's why I was coming in early to film tomorrow morning. I've got to come in early tomorrow morning to film something for it. So I'm a bit shocked that it's gone out an email, but apparently they've already got one. Carol says, I missed you, John. I get withdrawal feelings when you're not in. Oh, Carol, thank you very much. Oh, well, I'm not coming in early then tomorrow. I'll just let Bex know. The whole point was I came in early tomorrow to do a surprise thing. And there's already one going out. And it went out on email. So, I'm not coming in early then. I'll text Bex in a minute. From the 1st of June, I'll tell you now, if you've not had the email, from the 1st of June, our hours are changing. We're going to be on air live from 9 o'clock. So we won't be on air. We'll be on air. You'll see the repeat at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Till 2 o'clock. 10, 11, 12, 14. Yeah, I just suddenly checked that. So we're going to be live from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock from the 1st of June. I know. Oh, yeah, you mean I have to work an extra hour as well? Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Right, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're turning out now. So
go on then.
We've got this hole here. First.
Before you do you cut anything? Do you not need to cut anything away?
Well, I've only used a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, so there's no need to cut away. I think if you use a wider one, you probably would have to. Yeah. In fact, if you're making the very big bag, I would be tempted to make your interfacing the height of where so actually trim away the interfacing up down to the seam allowance.
Okay. Before,
so it rolls over a lot easier. Yeah. So handles first.
Yes. Oh, straight through. Oh.
Oh, we're trying. Oh,
I was hoping there was going to be a... Oh, hang on.
Ready?
Oh, there's only one handle.
One handle. Second handle.
You should take your time doing this. You've got 15 minutes to do it.
Right. And then...
We should have a drum roll now, shouldn't we? You could do this as your Britain's Got Talent special.
Can you imagine? You should get everyone on there. We could do a team thing all at once.
Nah, we wouldn't win then.
Fine.
Imagine Wayne on there.
Oh, we've missed one. Dun, da, da, da.
Susan's gone for the ochre. Oh, hello, Susan. How are you? How are you, my lovely? She's gone for the ochre one.
Oh, well, it is a lovely colour.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
That's why I did that on purpose, so that in our 15 minutes I could show you how to do that.
Well, no, I've got other things to show you as well. But...
There we go. So, took all of that in. Could I have the iron, please?
Oh, hello, Mo. When Norman and Ellie, pleased to have you home, where did they stay while you wait? They didn't stay anywhere. I had people move in, our friends move in while I'm away to look after them. But this time, Chris and John next door, my gorgeous, gorgeous neighbours, they were looking after them, and they fuss over them as much as I do. And also, Norman and Ellie go into Chris and John's anyway during the day when I'm at work, so it was just like... But they were pleased to... And they're both... Do you know what? I was dreading getting home and thinking, oh, Norman will have... They're like perky as anything. I can't believe...
Happy as
But they've come. Norman, I thought I was losing Norman 2 weeks ago because he was so poorly, and I thought,
terrible.
and they're 18 years old, my cat.
Oh, wow.
So you know they had a good innings already.
Yeah.
Anyway, they love the sunshine. They're perky, and he's
happy.
like, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh, good.
Good morning, John and all at Sand Quarter. Glad you're back. Packing today for 1 month's holiday. Where are you going, Kim? Right, sorry.
Yes, no problem. So I'm just rolling that with my fingers.
Yes.
You see where the seam is there?
Yeah.
Just to make sure we've got right up to the seam.
Does it get top stitched?
It doesn't get top stitched.
Okay, you could do it.
But you could top stitch it, yeah. Especially with, I think that's because the bag calls for an interfacing, and that's not as bulky.
Yes.
So you wouldn't need to. But because we've used this thicker fusible fleecing,
yes,
it can be a little bit bulky. Just go around that now.
Who, me? I was about to say something and then I couldn't remember what I was going to say. I took a breath to speak. And then, I don't know what I'm going to say.
Gone. Never mind.
She's going to Cyprus for a month. Oh, lovely. My friend Beverly Cabela, she used to have a house in... Do you know Beverly Cabela, the hairdresser? We used to go to her house in Cyprus, and I've never been to Cyprus. Oh, and Lloyd, when I know I don't have a personal trainer anymore. When I used to have a personal trainer, he used to go there with his family for a month.
Cyprus.
So glad you're back, John. I've missed you. I haven't had an email about anything. Obviously, I'm out of the loop as well. Oh, Alison. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's in alphabetical order, and they're starting at the bottom.
Nice theory. Right.
Haven't checked your emails this morning, Alison. I got mine this morning. And it wasn't a staff one. It wasn't a staff one. But then someone else said they just got theirs, didn't they? So.
Someone must have got something.
Did you not get one, Wayne? No, Wayne's not got it.
Right. So. Got that like that. Tops here. All that's left, if my tie was attached.
It means she says, at least you get a lie in, John. The extra pay will help towards your new shirts. Well, first of all, Anne, there was no lying because we still have to come in at the same time.
Sadly.
And don't start talking to me about extra pay because if we work in a shop selling packed meat, you know what I mean? Anyway, we'll not go there.
We won't go there.
We won't go there.
That's fair. So, we've got our hole in the lining.
Yes.
Now, if you want that to be invisible, you'll have to hand stitch it.
Okay, like a ladder stitch sort of thing, yeah.
But if you're happy with it to go through the machine, then just top stitch over the top.
I would do that, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and easy. How much have we got time for?
You've got about 8 minutes.
All right, okay, well, we'll hand stitch then.
Okay, then.
Well, I'll show you how,
While you do that, if you haven't got ribbon and you don't want to do ribbon, you can do one of two things. This is the one that I would have done, is these little magnetic clasps. These are the silver ones, silver colour, obviously. You get one pair in a packet.
And you'll want to do that.
49 pence.
You want to do that before you construct.
Yes, that's what I was about to ask you. If you were going to do these, because they'd go on your lining, wouldn't they?
Yes.
You'd do it when?
You would do it at the very beginning before you construct anything.
Right.
And make sure, because the lining doesn't actually have any interfacing in it, make sure you've interfaced behind the piece that you're going to put the magnetic
Okay, and
clasp
also
on.
make sure it's low enough that you're not going to, when you come to do the stitching around the top of the bag, that it's in the way.
Yeah.
So that's one way. We've got those in silver. Now, we've also got them in antique brass, which I haven't got here at the moment, but we've got them, haven't we, Wayne? I'll just put the graphics through. It's exactly the same as that, but in antique brass colour. Just in case you need to get... What you can do is you can see what the colour they are. In a minute, when Wayne has put the graphics through, you'll see them underneath us on the website. There they are. They're the antique brass ones. Haven't got the shiny gold ones today, just those two colours. In fact, I'm not sure if Jo will be doing that. If Jo's making a bag in her last and she's got these in her last so maybe you'll see her do those. Now, you asked for this.
I did.
And what would you do with this then?
Well, you could do exactly the same thing, just you pop it at the very top. The magnetic clasps are more professional looking, but they're harder to get in and out. And with the smaller bag, it might not be worth it. So I put the Velcro in as well, and it's very similar. You just put it in right at the beginning. It's stick on, but you would then attach it, I would say, with some stitches as well.
Okay, you don't have to stitch this one, but you can.
No, but you can do. Because you're going to be doing it a lot, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I do too.
And then you just stitch it as well on the inside here.
Right.
There.
On the inside,
on the inside, so you can just kind of open it. Especially if it's something for lunch or things like that, you know.
Are you hungry? That's the second time you mentioned lunch already.
A bit, actually. Yeah.
And now you've also got Fray Check here. Did you ask for that?
I did, because the end of your ribbon.
Oh yes. If you're going to use ribbon.
If you're going to use ribbon, you need a Fray Check or something. This one's quite good, but I had bias.
Yeah, because that's like a cotton twill, a grosgrain one, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's all right. But if you've got one that's, especially the satin ones, they can be very frayed. So
and when they fray, they go like that, don't they? And they unravel really,
and it's just
really
gone
quickly.
forever, and there's nothing left. So all you do is just use a tiny, tiny bit on the end of your ribbon, and then you.
That lasts you for ages. That Fray Check, that little bottle of Fray Check. Okay.
Shall I show you this stitch?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So.
How many minutes we got, Michael? Oh, you've got 3.5 minutes, and then I've got the rest over there.
Okay, I shall show you this stitch then, and then we're pretty much there.
Oh, say that again, Michael. Okay, you've still got 3.5. It's all right.
Okay, perfect. So all I'm going to do is, if I can wait.
Yeah, it's coming in now.
There we go. So I've done my 3 stitches on top of each other, and I've done a few while we've been chatting.
Yeah.
But basically, I've got a stitch coming out of one side.
Yeah.
And we've got these 2 edges with this kind of folded over edge. What I'm going to do is tuck my pin into the fold, needle even, pop it through probably about 1/4 of an inch. It's about 5 mil.
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, it's fine. And then if you go through the second side.
Am I being very noisy?
Like that. All at once.
Yeah.
Then pull that. That brings all the sides together. You see, you can barely see anything there.
Yeah.
One stitch. So you do the same thing again. So you don't start on the side you've come out of. You start on the opposite side.
Oh, okay.
You go in. And then through both at the very top. Don't stab yourself in the finger like I just did. And then pull that tight.
Yeah.
And you can see as you go along.
Yeah.
Make a nice edge.
Or you could just put the thread that matches, which you're using there, on your machine. Just do a machine line across.
Oh yeah, just one line. No,
it's
going to be on the inside of the lining anyway. Yeah, it's not going to be. So let me finish that off.
Jeanette says, lovely to have you back, John. 5 hours from the 1st of June, I'll get nothing done. What you got from 2 o'clock onward? I know that's the day gone, really,
it's
then.
Pretty much gone, yeah. Right, so if I show you how the top stitching will look.
Yes, please. So, Jeanette, did you get the email? So the one that you've got in there, the one we're going to show in the advert break in a few minutes' time, has that not been out before? Was it going to go out this morning for the first time? Oh. So that's exactly. Oh, I'm not coming in early tomorrow to do that.
Okay, so you can see the difference there. That's all top stitched on the edge there.
You see, I do that. I definitely do the top stitching.
You can't see it, so there's no reason to put all that extra work in. Right, so pop that inside, like so.
Oh, Jo Warwickshire's had her email. Somebody's just asked about the different sizes. I'll tell you the different sizes now. So the one that Debbie has made, inches, 7.5 height, 12.5 wide, 4 inches deep. That's 19 by 32 by 10 centimetres. The middle one is 9 by 15 by 4.5. The C is 10 by 17 by 5.5. And then D is 11 by 17 by 4. So they're all completely different sizes. Right. I'm going to leave you hand stitching that on.
Well done.
You're back in an hour.
I am.
And what are you doing?
I'm doing a set of garden
set.
things.
Of course, I've shown them at the beginning. All right, brilliant. Thank you ever so much for doing that.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in an hour's time. Right, just quickly, let's go through the bundles and the interfacing. So we've got the blue one, first of all, the houndstooth, the duck egg one. You get 1/2 metre of the dog, 1/2 metre of the plain, the handles and the thread. There's the still. £19.49. We've also got exactly the same in ochre. So you get half a metre of the ochre dog, half a metre of the ochre lining, the handles and the thread, there it is. £19.49. We also have it in this gorgeous, like Edwardian looking fabric, Edwardian wallpaper looking fabric. So you get half a metre of that, you get half a metre of the claret, you get the claret thread, and you get the handles for £17.99. The pattern on its own is this one. 4 different sizes of bag there. And you get the applique templates apparently for that as well. £8.99. And then very, very quickly, before I leave, the interfacing is the, it's iron-on interfacing, nice, thick, spongy interfacing, just to give the extra body. Graphics coming in. It's been very, very slow this morning, isn't it? There it is. H640 fusible fleece. You get a metre. It comes in a bag, and you get a metre of that. £9.99. Right, don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere, because Joe Carter is up next with... Where's he gone? The panda. The panda is coming. Oh, there he is, hiding behind the bamboo, having a bit of the nibble on the plastic. Don't eat that, it's plastic. I'll see you in 3 minutes from now with the panda, with the pattern for a kimono as well. See you then. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Finally, we can start spreading the news. From Friday the 1st of June, we are going to be changing our hours, and I think you're gonna like it. First of all, we're gonna be switching on our live on-air light at the slightly later time of 9 AM. So that gives you an extra hour for breakfast in bed. But even better than that, we are going to be live through until 2 PM. So that's an extra hour on air live, giving us 5 whole hours of dressmaking, sewing, quilting, 7 days a week. So join us live on air for 5 whole hours from 9 AM to 2 PM, 7 days a week from the 1st of June.
So today I'm going to show you how to do a double stitch. Now you would use a double stitch at the start and the end of your sewing to secure your threads rather than using a really big knot. You're going to want to take your needle through the front of your fabric first and then come out back through the front. So I'm using really big stitches at the moment so I can see what I'm doing. You're going to leave a tail before you then repeat that in and out motion. So you can see that's 1. I'm going to go back through again and that's 2. So you can see I've done 2 stitches in the same place. That's giving me my double stitch. You would then do whatever stitch it is that you're going to go on to do. So I'm just going to do a quick running stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to do my double stitch at the very end of my stitch there. So it's repeating the process. So I'm going in, and then back out, in, and then back out, before clipping my threads. So obviously you would clip these closer when you get to finishing your garment. So there you have it.
Join us on Wednesday the 30th of May for 2 hours with dressmaking guru Jenny Smith. At 8 AM it's the return of Jenny's popular Hepworth pinafore pattern. Then at 10 AM Jenny debuts her brand new pattern. The Riley Collection top and dress pattern is perfect for beginners with a gentle introduction to top stitching, bust darts and inseam pockets. All you have to worry about is deciding which fabric to mix and match from. Our hand-picked selection of denims, cottons, chambray and linen. So tune in for stylish modern dressmaking with Jenny Smith, Wednesday the 30th of May at 8 AM and 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Isn't it a bit fine? Joe Carter's just sauntered in like, oh, is it me now? Wandering in. Now, do you see the advert? See Natasha's advert, right? I've just got to tell you something that doesn't get mentioned. Not Natasha's fault, but it doesn't get mentioned, and I don't think it gets mentioned on the email that you've had either this morning. So we'll be live from 9 till 2. So if you're a Sky viewer, after 2 o'clock, it then goes into, I was going to say free fall then, that was the wrong word. It then goes into repeat right the way through until 9 o'clock the next morning. But if you watch on Freeview, that's Sky, if you watch on Freeview, you'll just get 2 hours repeat from 2 till 4, and then of course it cuts off, because at the moment that's the deal we have with Freeview. We're just trying to find out. And there will be a show on Freeview, repeated from the day before, between 8 and 9 in the morning from the day before yesterday. So, from the 1st of June, I'll just recap, if you watch on Sky, from the 1st of June, we go live at 9 o'clock, right the way through till 2 o'clock. Then from 2 o'clock, right the way through the night until 9 o'clock the next morning, you'll watch all the repeats. If you watch on Freeview, we will go live at 9 o'clock, we will be live until 2 o'clock, then 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock will be the first 2 hours repeat, then it goes off, but then it comes on at 8 o'clock again the next morning. There'll be another hour of repeat at 8 o'clock the next morning until we go live at 9 o'clock. I know, fantastic, isn't it? Anyway, you've been asking about a panda, and well, I haven't. Joe Carter has brought you a panda, and how cute is this? How cute is this? So we've got a bundle. You can make 2 pandas out of the bundle, but I'll just explain. So what you get is you get ½ a metre of the black fleece, ½ a metre of the white fleece. You get the 2 threads. You get the embroidery thread. You get the eyes. You get the instructions, and you get the toy filling. Now, obviously, there's not enough toy filling to make 2. You can definitely fill like 1.5, 1 3/4 with one bag. But you know what it is, you get a bag of toy filling with all Joe's kits, don't you, more or less? So there'll be enough, you'll have some left over. £24.99. Now, start ordering it now. Joe's going to show you how to make it. At the halfway point, how many? Oh, 50 have gone already. 50 have gone already, see. At the halfway point, right, I'm going to show you the bundles we've got to make him a kimono. A gorgeous little kimono. I'm not going to show you now, I'll show you the kimono. But remember, if you've already checked out, then you go, oh, I want that as well. You can check out on that later, so don't worry about that. What I'm also going to show you, before I go over to Joe, I'm also going to show you these 2, because you know the Panda Quilt everybody loves. So have you got a still of that? Or are you going to look at it live? Panda Quilt? There you go, Panda Quilt there. Obviously, we haven't got it available in the Joel Drewbury, but I've got it in 2 gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bundles here. So there's some, I think there's some wadding missing. Wait, no. So in this bundle, I've got 2. I've got the Heather Bailey and I've got the Tilde Bundle. Let's do the Heather Bailey one first. So what you get in this bundle is you get your black Spectrum Solid, you get your white Spectrum Solid, and you get your yellow, so there's enough for the back of this one as well. So I'm presuming it's ½ of black, 1 of white, 1 of yellow. Is that right, Raina? Plus you get a charm pack, the charm pack of instructions, plus you get the thread, plus you get the embroidery, the pink, the blank, and the white, and you get the wadding. And you get the wadding as well. All of that for £49.99. Yeah. Optical white and the yellow, you get 1 metre and ½ metre of the black. You get the charm pack, you get the threads, you get the instructions, you get the, what's that called? Thread. And you get the wadding, all for £49.99. And the other colourway is this beautiful, this one's black and white and green in this one. It's pistachio, I think this, isn't it? Black, white and green, you get the Tilde fat quarter, not fat quarter, what's this? Layer cake, charm pack. You get the thread, black and white thread. You get the embroidery thread, instructions, and the wadding for £49.99. We're not going to show you how to do that, but Wayne, did you get the date of that one for me? He's going to get the date of you so you can watch Joe doing that, but we need to get over and do this with that. We need to go and make a panda. Okay, here's the still of the panda. There he is. Now, is it a boy or is it a girl? I don't know. Hello, Jo.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
She's just come sauntering in now. She's sauntered in, this morning, like, oh, hello. But she did arrive going, I've left sunny. It was sunny in your house when you left, wasn't it, this morning?
It was really nice.
Thick fog here. We had to have our fog lights on this morning. Same with me. And when I left my village, I was like, oh, what a beautiful morning, driving through, looking at all the rabbits and all the deers and everything, jumping around. Got closer and closer and closer to Birmingham, kind of getting mistier and mistier. By the time I got here, it was like that almost.
I haven't brought a coat.
Oh, haven't you? It's going to rain.
Is it? Well, I'm not going to go out then, am I?
No, exactly. You could just stay here. You could just. I think, in the green roomy bit, and we've got this green room bit with 2 sofas, and it's got quilts and cushions on it. Everything looks like somebody's been sleeping on there. All the cushions are at one end, and the duvets have been like, if you just got out of a duvet. Anyway, is this an easy one, a difficult one, an intermediate one?
I think it's an intermediate one. There's nothing majorly fiddly.
Look. That's his tail. Right, so you get the instructions, you get all the templates. So it's just like a typical Jo Carter. Or is there anything that we should watch out for on it?
It's mainly getting used to the fabric. It's really fluffy. As you can see, all my bits are covered.
But having said that, it looks like it's not going to be... Some of them are so fluffy. When you're sewing, you can't see them. These look like they're more stable of the jerseys, as it were.
Yes, and they've got a nice flat woven back, which makes them easier to deal with as well.
OK. But now, the eyes, I would imagine, are where people are going to have to concentrate, is it?
Yes. It looks... The complicated thing, really, I think, with the eye patches is making sure that the pieces are the right way up. So it makes sense to have the pattern open so you can just check. There are marks...
Is that him?
Notches on. No, it wasn't. But, because the nose, I don't know whether it's possible to see on this one. It's not a perfect triangle. There's a straight edge here.
Did you do that on purpose? Was that a mistake?
Yes, no, that was on purpose.
Oh, OK.
Just to give him a little bit more of a
Oh, so you've said
shape.
him?
Yes, I think it's a him.
OK. And yet you've done the girliest kimono for him you've ever seen. Anyway, where are we starting?
Should we start in the middle of the face?
Now, didn't you say something about you make it in 2 halves? Or was that just the way you're doing it?
The body, what I have realised is I've cut a tail out and I can't find it, but I might have to cut the tail in a bit. That's the bottom of his foot.
OK.
I might have to make...
Oh, because you've done 2 halves and you haven't included the tail in either of the halves. Okay.
But I can...
Yeah.
When you do the bundles, I can sneakily cut the tail out.
Right.
But you do half a body at a time. So I've done 1 half already.
OK. So you literally, the way you make is you make the whole of his right-hand side, then you make the whole of his left-hand side, and you join them together?
Yes.
OK. So you've already done one side.
So I've got one side ready to go.
OK.
So
now you're definitely doing the opposite side to the one you've done, aren't you? You don't want to end up with 2 right-hand sides, do you?
It's all right, though.
Yeah.
Mirror images.
You sure?
It's always worth checking.
OK.
Oh, another tip as well, marking out on black fabric. A chalk pen is really good, or also like a fine red marker. The red ink will stand out against the black. Yes.
Oh, wow.
So if you're struggling to mark it out, I mean, a chalk pen is always the best.
Yes.
But yes, a red marker will help.
Mechanical chalk pens would be good, wouldn't they? If you got that in the white or the yellow or the pink or something, because that would really show up on it, yeah.
Yeah, they'd work really well.
OK, so what have we got? I don't know.
This is the middle face. That's the side of the body, so I'll move that over.
Do give your fabric a good old shake out before you start, because you can even see on all of these that there's lots of fluff on it. And your machine will need a good old brushing out afterwards as well, won't it?
Yes, I did mine yesterday, actually, after finishing
At home, you mean? Yeah. Not this one?
No, not this one.
Right, OK. So what's this? Is that the face?
This is the middle face.
Right.
So this is the bit that joins to the nose.
Right.
And the nose goes on the bottom here.
So the nose doesn't look that different when you go to the flat.
It doesn't. I mean, there is this straight edge here, but essentially it just joins onto this and just means the the corner where you would turn with the needle down is just lower down. It's not on the white, it's on the black
okay,
here.
but that looks the same on that. Oh, I see. So it's not an asymmetrical nose. It's just that you've got a straight piece coming down it. Normally it would be across there.
It would, and you'd pivot at the corner, which would correspond with the seam.
Yes.
But this one, I've just dropped it a little bit lower.
I thought you meant it was asymmetrical like that sort of thing.
No, no. Because they almost look like rectangles, the noses.
Yeah?
So...
Okay.
Yeah, buying that.
It's nice.
The eye patches, there are 2 notches on the snout piece, and they're for the sides of the nose. So you just make sure those correspond and it's in the right place.
So hang on, let me just check that one out. So on the eye pat piece, side face.
There's the side snout.
Right, so that's the side snout. What were we saying about the...
There's 2 little notches there, and that corresponds with this side seam.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
We've got the seam allowance in there, just of that nose.
And then you also, did you just say the one about, there's 2 notches on the eye one as well? Oh, no, that's the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's getting this piece the right way up and making sure we add the patch to the right side of it, or the correct side of it.
Right, okay, brilliant.
So I've done one of these already. I'll sew this eye patch onto here to make this cheek panel almost.
Okay, but that you've got here, we just said you're making it in half, but actually you're making the face in one. You're
the face, yes, is in one. It's the body that's in 2 halves.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll sew this eye patch on to make this panel.
Now you're sewing in red. Is that for any particular reason?
Just so it shows up, so people can see.
Okay.
So I've gone for 2.2 stitch length. I want the stitches small enough so that they're nice strong seams, but with fabric like this, if you need to do any unpicking, if the stitches are too small, you just never find them. And also, it doesn't feed through the machine quite as smoothly as cotton, so the stitches will be a little bit smaller anyway.
Yeah. Do you never use your walking foot on animals, on any of this fur? Would it help if you had a walking foot or not?
I don't know, actually. It might do. That might be worth...
But it's only because you've never done it, it's just the way you work, isn't it? So
yes, I've always just used the regular foot.
Yeah.
There we go. That's one eye patch section, and then I'll add the nose to the bottom of the middle face.
Okay.
And then put these together.
I've just had a thought. When we go to 5 hours, when will I have my apples or my fruit? We'll have it at the end of the 2nd hour, at the end of the 3rd hour.
Will you be doing the full 5 hours then?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Yeah, so it won't be shared. It won't be 2 presenters. So it'll either be 5 hours of Natasha with 1 or 2 guests, 5 hours of me with 1 or 2 guests, 5 hours of Vicky with 1 or 2 guests. So I've got fluff in my mouth already.
I know, I've got it in my nose.
Okay.
And then these are the face pieces. So these panels that hold the eye patch, if it was a bear, this would be all one piece.
Yes.
But because we've got to put in this eye patch, the easiest way to do it, and I did experiment a few ways, is to make these panels and then fit them into this curve here.
So that's going to be like doing a princess seam, isn't it? Your curves are going in the opposite directions, aren't they?
Yes. And have whichever piece on top you're most comfortable with. I go with this piece, but actually it might be easier the other way around, but I'm just used to doing it this way.
Yeah, no, the way you're doing it is the way I do it, and the way that Lucy would do it as well, with the other curve on the top. But it's up to you, isn't it? Now, you haven't pinned. Would you suggest people pinned it?
You could pin if you want. There are markers so that you can line these seams up.
Right.
Because often I just have to be fast, and I'm quite clumsy and I catch myself on pins, I just leave them out.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Amanda Wyatt had a dreadful couple of Sundays ago. She had a pin in something and she snagged her finger on it, and there was blood everywhere. It was all over the machine, all over the frock, all over. You've seen Hannah, producer Hannah's in New York, everybody, and she sent me a message the other going, I was born to live here. This is my spiritual home. This is where I'm meant to be. She's loving it. I did warn her. No, she's never been there. She's gone through it, as in she's been there for a day and then gone on. She's never had, and she planned it so that she's got a few days on her own, then meeting with friends, going off to Philadelphia, coming back and got a few more. She's off for 17 days.
Is she?
Yeah. I know.
Not bad.
No, exactly.
Right, so I've added this piece in, and then once it's just, with this fabric, just check you've got the required seam allowance on both sides.
Does it slip quite easily then?
It can do. It takes a bit of getting used to. What you need to see of the fabric underneath to know you've got a good seam allowance. And if you take a little bit more, it's fine because it's stretchy.
Now we're a quarter of the way through. How are we doing? Are we all right stock-wise? Okay, now we did, you know how normally after 8 minutes Joe's patterns sell out, right? We ordered hundreds and hundreds, thinking we'll be fine. Half the stock's gone. Half the stock has gone already. So if it was a normal day, if it was a normal Joe day, we'd be saying, sorry, sold out, sold out, sold out. But we ordered much, much more. Well, not ordered, we created much, much more, many more for you today. But half the stock has gone. So if it was, like I say, if it was a normal day, we'd be shouting, sold out, sold out.
So because there's a bit of stretch to this, you can just manipulate it into position.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it's best not to pin something like that, because if you have a pin in it and you're manipulating it, it might create tucks and things, mightn't it?
There we go, so that lines up. And then the face just needs stitching together. We're going to sew this section onto the side.
Yeah, now hang on, before you do it, it looks like a different animal at the moment. Does it look like not a skunk?
Like a raccoon or
Yeah, it's upside down skin. Just have a look. What animal does that look like? We haven't sewn it together yet, but or a wolf or something like that, doesn't it? Well, polar bears don't have black bits there, do they? Anyway, I just suddenly looked at it and thought it looked a bit different. Looks like a panda, Wayne said. Yeah, Wayne, that's because it's a panda. Right.
Good, that's a relief.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to sew now these sections onto the middle face, and I like to keep the middle face on top each time.
Right.
So
and you stitch in the same direction, going down or going up? You don't do one going up and one going down, do you?
From this side, to keep this piece on top, I'll sew this from the nose to the back of the head this way, but then from the back of the head to the nose that way.
Yeah. Because in dressmaking, you don't sew seams in opposite directions like that.
It's because it would shift a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. But then not many frocks are made of stretchy black and white fleece.
Maybe there should be.
Yeah, maybe. Just as we're coming into summer.
I'm going to pause with the needle down at that point, rearrange around this corner.
Isn't it half term this week?
Yes.
Yep, says Wayne. Yeah, Wayne knows. Says your daughter, Wayne, just turned into a teenager. Yeah, oh, she's 14 now. Wayne's having that, my daughter's the teenager blues at the moment.
Okay, so that's one side of the face on. And you can see it does just give it a little bit of shape.
Yes.
To the side of the nose.
Hopefully.
On this one, I'll sew the opposite way round. But it means I want to finish, I'll trim away this thread. When I finish sewing, I want to finish right at these stitches. I don't want to go over them. So if I'm finishing there, I can see exactly where I want the stitches to end.
Yeah.
Whereas it's difficult to place the foot in the right place. Because if you run over the stitches, it can just pucker the nose a little bit at the end. Yeah, my boys have 2 weeks off.
Oh, do
in
they?
This holiday. I think usually it's just the one, but
How come they got two often?
I don't know. It's just the way our local authority always done it.
They used to say, didn't they? They went through a phase of making the winter holidays longer, so they didn't have to pay for heating and lighting and things like that, did they? But we're in the summer now, I suppose. Oh. Well, that's quite nice then.
It works out quite nicely because often the weather's better at this time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Obviously not in Birmingham.
Yeah. It will be later.
Yeah.
Has it gone sunny yet? Nobody's got a window. Don't forget, if you've already made, because lots of you might have made this Panda before, because it's been in the magazine, hasn't it?
It's in the current one now, yes.
Send it in your pictures. Send in your pictures. Let us see your pandas. Obviously, you have to do that by email. You can only send pictures in by email, not by web chat.
Do a quick check. That looks okay on that side. And then it comes together really quickly.
Oh.
And then there's a dart at the top of the head.
Yeah.
And I'll close that now.
Okay.
And then pop the ears on.
So it comes together quite quickly then. But then I suppose, how long is it cutting out? Is that the time consuming?
It is quite time consuming. It's just trying to see your marks on the black.
Yeah.
It's much faster cutting out the white than it is the black.
Oh, okay.
There we go. And the ears, I don't often put, it's the same piece. So cut 4 of these out. It's symmetrical, so you don't have to worry about
Oh, so
flipping
you haven't
the
got a
template.
tuck in, normally your ears have a tuck in one side, don't they?
Yes, so these ones, no tuck in them. Same piece, front and back, but I've popped a little bit of stuffing in just to give them a little bit of
Oh, yeah,
squidge.
it is a tiny, tiny
It is a
bit
really
of stuffing,
small amount.
isn't it?
But just place them right sides together and sew around the edge.
So a panda's ear is always black?
I think so. I will have done a picture search before I...
Yeah. I suppose they are, aren't they? Because it's not like a Dalmatian dog or something like that. Or what do we have? We had something the other day, and I was like, oh, it's got white ears, but it can have white ears. But I suppose pandas are more formulated, their colourway, isn't it? Because you don't see them with white. Oh, no.
Look like a spot, do you? I don't know.
There he is, look. Oh, got 2 pictures of people's pandas. Let's have a look at them. Oh, look. That's from Carrot. Look at all the other ones in the background. Oh, look, he's gorgeous. He looks a bit old. Not as in bashed up, but an older face, doesn't he?
He's got a lovely smile.
Karen, that's gorgeous, that one. And one other? Oh. Who's that one from? Annette.
That's fab.
You've still got your Easter chickens out.
And an enviable ruler collection.
I know. Is there a little... do you think there's one of those ruler holders underneath?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, they're brilliant.
Who's just tuned in? Katie says, is there enough to make 2? Katie, there is enough to make 2. You won't have enough stuffing to stuff 2. You'll only have enough stuffing for like 1.5, 1 3/4. So either you have to get more stuffing off the website, or you might have some from another project. Because if you just made 1 of them, you're going to have a quarter of a bag left over each time, aren't you? So you can just put them, coagulate them together. Okay, so you made your ears.
Right, I've turned it over, and I've not taken as big a seam allowance as I would have liked on this ear, but I wouldn't unpick it. I'm just going to go back and sew it from the other side because it's millimetres really.
So how did that happen then?
It just slipped. I just didn't have them positioned as well as I should have done.
Okay. So you don't unpick the first line, you just sew inside it a little bit further inside it?
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah.
There we go. So I've just added a little bit of extra stitching just to make sure it's the required seam allowance.
Who was that? Jeanette? Jeanette says, what needle did you use on your machine?
I used a 12, but actually a 14 would be good.
Right.
Because mine struggled a bit at times, but I was too lazy to get up and change the needle.
14.
Right, I'll pop a little bit of stuffing in these, and it is really a tiny, tiny amount.
Yeah, that's why you need that much. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the kimono's coming up in about, a couple of minutes. We'll be doing the kimonos.
A little bit.
These or emails? These, okay. Go on then. No?
I'm okay to base these closed.
Okay, you do that then. No? Do you want me to... Hang on, I'll just refresh my screen then. No, it keeps the same. I've still got Joe's from Warwickshire. Oh, we haven't had any issues. Just read them out, Wayno. Oh, there you go. Who's that from? Alex says, a question I asked that, didn't you? Loving the panda, morning John and Joe, would use the walking foot. You've never used a walking foot, but you could give it a go, couldn't you?
Yes, I think it probably worked quite well.
Oh, I've got hands now. Wayne, Paul and Hannah and the rest of the crew will have to do the extra... Wayne, Paul and Hannah and the rest of the crew will have to do the extra hour. I suppose that's as well, John. Yes, but because they're contracted, they have to have breaks.
Oh, it's...
See, I'm freelance, you see. That's the difference. Not allowed to break. Right, go on.
OK, I'm just going to check. It is at that seam. It's the seam and the mark. There will be on the pattern, there'll be a marker for the bottom of the ear, and it corresponds with this seam.
Seam at the top.
So you want the front of the ear, although it doesn't matter with these, against the right side of the face.
Are they completely symmetrical, the ears?
They
so
are, so
it
doesn't matter either way. And then I'm just going to quickly base these into position.
Was that it, Wayne? Was it just that? Just those two messages?
One.
I've still got Anne's here. Morning, John and Joe. Love the panda. Lovely. Joe, as always, lovely, clear instructions. You'll make it look so easy. You're so clever. Who's that from? Joe's husband. Who?
He would never say
Laurie
that.
in Suffolk. Hello, Laurie, my love. How are you? Now, have you all bought your tickets for Festival of Quilts yet? It's going to be here before you know it. It's August, isn't it? You'll be here before you know it. Right.
Okay, so that's the face section done. I'll close this at the end.
Yeah.
But it's easy to leave it open at this point. These are the back head pieces, one on top of the other, and just sew a small seam along the back just to join them.
Right.
So we can fit them to this. Don't close it all the way, otherwise we'll struggle to sew it to the body later on.
Okay. And are you going to attach that to this now?
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the head, and then I'll go and do the bundles again, and I'll also show you the kimono bundles. Oh, actually. Karen says, would you use a stretch needle, Joe?
I never do. Again,
Right.
try it out. I've never used one though.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm just dressing Panda in his kimono. Right, I'm back now.
So I'm just lining up that little seam with the dart in the middle face. And then I'm going to sew either side. And starting in the middle, making sure the middle lines up.
Why do you never do the whole arc?
It just is very easy, especially with fabric like this. It stretches slightly and you don't get the seams lining up, and it can just make the heads just a little bit misshapen. I find this is the easiest way to get a nice result, and plus it's 2 shallower curves than going all the way round.
Right.
Try and speed up a bit.
You're right, halfway through. You're halfway through the ear.
But somewhere like that, going through the ear, a thicker needle does help.
Yes. And do you put a new needle in each time you start a new project?
Yes, I do. Which I always used to think that was a bit over the top, but it's not now. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And for extra security, once you've done this seam, if you like, if you're happy with it, over-sew the ears if you want to.
In
give
case
them a bit of
somebody
extra.
pulls on the ears.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased I got the Panda, watching the show, waiting for delivery. I wish it would turn up, then I could get sewing. Oh, Katie, patience. I love West Yorkshire. I wonder whereabouts in West Yorkshire. I love West Yorkshire. So that's the head.
That's the head. I'll just close from the nose, and I sew from the neck edge up so that I can see where I want to finish my stitching, so that I don't sew over it and sort of catch the bottom of the nose.
Okay.
So it doesn't always turn the right way out as nicely if the stitching's gone over into the seam allowance.
No, because it'll create some sort of little, is it a pucker? Would it create a pucker if you went into the seam allowance? So it would just create tension, wasn't it? Really?
It does, it sort of pulls it from the inside and stops it from lying flat. So I can see those stitches, and I just finish on them there.
Oh.
My thread is
Well, you got time
separating, so I'll redo that. So there we go, that's the head.
Oh, look.
Done.
So there's the head. Oh, look. Do you know what that suddenly reminds me of? When I was little, and only the old people remember this, Kellogg's Cornflakes used to do animal heads on the back of the packet. and there was a panda and a lion and a bear, and you cut it out and it made a 3D shape, just like that, but in the cardboard that the packet was made. You won't remember.
I do remember.
Oh, you don't? Oh, blimey, you're older than I thought. What days will you be at Festival Quilts, and will you be causing havoc with Mandy Shaw again this year? I'm doing the Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not there on the Friday. Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. And we're not going to, Mandy and I won't be in the theatre, but we will be causing havoc. Right, wait there, don't do anything, because I've got to do all this. Look at the kimono. Look. Just like an edge to edge meets edge to edge kimono. Look. So, I'll do the kimonos first, if that's right. I've got 4 bundles, right? It's the pattern. There's a kimono front and a kimono back and a... There's meant to be 3 pieces. So I've got a kimono front, a kimono back, and another kimono front. No, I think I've just, there you go. So you get, this one's obviously on both sides, some are on one side. So you get the pattern, which is, that's the back. That's the front, obviously, which you cut 2 of. So you get the pattern and half a metre of fabric. So where do you want me to, which one have you gone with? The one there, the one he's wearing. So that's this one, £7.49. That's berry, that's the berry one. It is very nice, isn't it? Then I've got this coral, like, kind of pathway one. Isn't this a Liberty print? Yeah, it's a Liberty print. There you go. Coral Liberty print, plus the pattern, half a metre of fabric, £8.49. Then I've got 2 linear prints. I've got the beautiful blue one. This one's not berry, though. This is blue, this one. Blue panda accessory kit. Half metre fabric and the patterns, the templates, £5.49. And last but not least, I've got the yellow one in the linear print. You see, Ginger Mac, you're going to miss all this. £5.49. You get the fabric, half metre fabric, and the pattern, £5.49. Now the panda itself, how's the panda doing? I'm going to take the kimono off because obviously you don't get the kimono in the bundle, so I'll just take the kimono off there. There we go. It's gorgeous. So the bundle for the panda, what you get is, and let's just move this out of the way and that out of the way. You get the pattern, you get a metre of the fabric, you get the thread, you get the eyes, you get the embroidery thread, and like I said, the pattern, £24.99. Enough there to make 2. Oh, I know what you... And you get this. That. You get the toy stuffing as well. And very quickly... Also, there is. Very quickly, I've got 2 Panda Quilts as well. The Panda Quilts on the wall. If you've never seen it before, it's fantastic. Did you look at the date, Wayno? 26th of October, 2017. I thought you did it earlier than that. Don't remember. No, it's ages away. Anyway, we've got 2 bundles. We've got the Tilde Bundle, where you get 2.5 metres of fabric, you get 3 embroidery threads, you get 2 sewing threads, and you get the Tilde charm pack, £49.99, and the instructions, obviously, £49.99. £49.99. Oh, the one I think would look gorgeous, the Heather Bailey one. So with the Tilde one, you get green fabric, black and white. With the Heather Bailey, you get yellow fabric with the black and the white, and the 2 threads, and the 3 embroidery threads, and the charm pack, and the instructions. £49.99. Oh, there you go. Right, let's go back. Let's go back and do the body now. Right, so what's next then?
Okay, the body,
What are you doing there?
Just doing a little bit of prep.
Are you going to show us how to make it?
The kimono, I have to, because there's only the template, so I'll go through...
Oh, they didn't tell me that. All right, hurry up then.
It's not difficult,
okay.
But... right, the leg for the...
Leg?
Start with the legs.
The leg's black.
The leg?
Oh, I thought...
This is his tummy, the bottom half, and this is the back body. And there are probably won't show up, but notches here and here, and this corresponds with this leg here.
Okay.
So I'm going to match up the notch, making sure that I match the marker with 6 millimetres in from the edge. So I've got to take into account the seam allowance. So there it is. I'll mark them on.
Why are you leaving? I'll wait for you to pin that again.
So we want the seam allowance.
Oh no, you've got it.
There.
Yeah, because the other ones they're not the same size. The sizes aren't the same size. Like this one here, you've got a bit of extra white hanging over the edge on each end. You've got more white than you have black.
Yes.
Yes.
The leg joins on, but we need a little bit of the extra white for the bottom.
Oh,
and
got
for
it.
above
And for
the leg.
side, yeah.
There.
So for like the nappy bit, yeah.
So I'll sew this leg on quickly. So the marker, the seam allowance, 6 millimetres, 1/4 of an inch in from the edge on the black.
Why is it only 1/4 of an inch? Is that what all your animals are?
Yes.
Oh. I'm well out of... Morning, sewing quarter. John and Joe loving the panda, so I've bought him. Lovely to see you all. John or Joe, I hate the thought of cutting up my books. Can you and that's Andy in Scotland. Lovely Andy in Scotland, who's just been to London on holiday as well. And I don't know, I've lost the end of your message. So, I hate the thought of cutting up my books. Can you... Oh, I know what that's going to say. Oh, no, I don't. Andy, send in the second half of your message, because I don't know what you're trying to say. But anyway, it's lovely to hear from you.
There we go. So I've stitched the leg on between those two markers.
Yeah.
So that's the side, back and outside of the leg. And then this curve here on the stomach piece corresponds with that curve on there. They're not quite the same.
No, this is the one that's going to throw people, I think, that one there, because your white one sticks out at both ends.
Yes, you want that overhang on both edges.
Okay. Andy's the one that made the dinosaur, but he made it in like dinosaur scale fabric. You know, the one on the Facebook fan page?
Yes, I know the one.
And he's got a new dog. He's got, what dog's Cherry got, Wayne? Is it a French bulldog? French, you know those dogs, those really good, Russell Tovey's got one, what they call it? I think they're French bulldogs.
Oh, our neighbour's got one.
Oh, well, Andy's got one as well.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, our neighbour's dog's called Dolly.
Dolly?
She's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, Cherry's is called Arthur, isn't he? Dolly, that's a fantastic name for one. Who was Dolly Daydream? Was that one? Someone used to call me that at school. Who what? Dolly. Dolly. Oh, I can't. Morning, John. The kimono would be sweet with bamboo fabric. Yes, it would, Joe.
It would. Oh, sorry, that was not down to me.
Yes. Nice to have you back. Smart shirt. Love Ruth. Lots of Scottish viewers today. Hello, up in Scotland. Right. Do you have to snip that, or because it's stretchy, you don't need to snip
Stretchy, you don't need to at all. It's fine. And now I'm going to sew above the leg, the white section above the leg together, and then carry on.
So
although I'm not going to carry on.
This bit, is that this bit?
No, it's this bit.
Oh, this bit here, the side.
That bit there and the top of the leg. And the easiest way to do it, you could do it all in one. So sew down this bit and then carry on and do the top of the leg.
Yeah.
But actually, often it can catch and twist it. So I do it in two separate sections. So I'll sew the white bit and then I'll readjust the fabric and do the top of the leg.
Your top would look nice with a black camisole underneath.
I know, I'm just wondering whether I should have, because I'm a bit pale, aren't I?
No, it looks nice like that. But I just suddenly thought, oh, she's got nothing on underneath that top. I was going to look at the screen to check.
I have.
Now, you see, if old Ginger Mike was styling you, he'd put a blue camisole under that, because he likes blue and ochre together.
Right.
He'd line the whole thing, he says. He's learnt a lot in his year here, hasn't he? Right, what you doing next?
So I've stitched the white bit together, so now I'm going to stitch the top of the leg.
Okay. So now, how many minutes do you need to do the kimono?
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
How long have we got?
Well, we've got about, Michael, so you've got 17 minutes on the whole hour. Take off 2 minutes for my recaps. You've got 15 minutes left of sewing time.
Oh, that's doable. I think if I just chat about it, it's just the hems, the pressed under twice and things like that. It's just little details.
As long as we get time to do it, yes.
It's not complicated in any way.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure how it'll arrive at home because I had one pattern that was double-sided and the pattern piece was like on both sides, but on another one it was on 2 separate pieces. So I'm not sure how yours will come when you get that home. Do we hear back from Andy on the web chat? Because half his message was missing, wasn't it?
So there we go. I've got the body. Is that obvious? The white section of the lower body and the top of the leg.
Yeah.
And then before I add the foot in, I'm going to open that up. And this section is the black stripe upper body.
Like his vest.
It is.
Yeah.
So
and then that V there.
This V here.
It's a dart, is it? Or is
Nope.
it? No. Oh, no.
It's for the arm.
Oh, okay, fine.
So it goes, the arm, you can stuff the arm.
Oh, I see now. I can see it now. I can see it now. I can see it now. Hey, what did he say? You want to know what? No, I've got nothing yet. Oh, okay, right, okay. So, what doesn't last? Right, Andy says, can you recommend anything? When he traces off your patterns, obviously he's not going to cut the pattern up.
Yes.
He says he traced it onto cardboard, but that doesn't really last. Would you suggest a plastic sheeting or anything like that?
All mine are on tracing paper because of the way I've designed them. So
Tracing paper like pattern cutting paper. I don't want to hold you up.
I mean, my technical...
With your filing system. Joe's filing system is everything's in a brown envelope.
Oh no, this one, I must have enlarged this on the... It was smaller than I wanted it to be, so I increased it. So no, I just keep them on paper.
And keep them in envelopes like that.
Yeah.
So Andy, we do sell the plastic sheeting, Andy, but Joe just keeps hers like that, but then keeps them each safe in an envelope together. That's the way she files them. There's no computerized system. That's the way they're filed, isn't it?
I also have them...
you must have to have them on a... What's it called when you do it on a computer? PhD? No.
PDF.
Yeah. Because you can't send your bits of paper to the magazine or to the printers, can you?
No, I draw them out properly.
Right.
And I draw in all the seam allowances, and then with tracing paper, check that they all fit together.
Oh, OK.
And then so I have a pattern archive on a hard drive with all... So I can just print them out and recut the templates out if I need to, which often I do, because there'll be a piece missing.
Phoebe's messaged in. Hello, John. Can you wish my mum, Carol, a happy birthday from Phoebe? She's a big fan of the show and even has me doing my own red work. Oh, Phoebe. Oh, Carol, happy birthday from Phoebe. Oh. OK.
I mean, you can, at the turn of the foot, you can snip that if you want, but I don't, because it's so stretchy.
And when you stuff it, it'll stuff it out, won't it?
It will.
OK.
So we want an underarm now. And this V-shaped opening here corresponds with this one here.
So you don't make the whole arm first?
No. And they're not stitched in. These...
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, they're already part of it. You don't stitch... Because sometimes you make them, don't you, like that, and stuff them and then stitch them in, yeah.
So at the bottom of the V, just pause with the needle down, lift the presser foot up, twist it round.
Do you always have your machine set on needle down position?
Yes. It defaults to down, yeah.
Oh, the machine does anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, OK.
I don't know whether you can swap that, but that's the way I like it, so I've not really looked at it.
Exactly.
There we go. And then this part of the arm. It looks like this would be awkward to do, but it's not actually.
I was going to say, because you're sewing it onto a bit that's already stitched the body, but you just have to watch, don't catch anything, don't you?
But it does fit
I
quite
can see,
easily. So I'll sew this on quickly.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
And then... Oh, I've not cut out a tail. But the tail's quite obvious.
Yeah. So the tail, you just do like the ear, I presume. It's not symmetrical. It's one bit longer than the other. Where's the pattern?
It folds over. It's like an M shape.
Oh, yes. There's the tail. There's the tail pattern. So I presume you sew around the curvy bit, stuff it, and then the flat bit's the bit that goes in the seam.
Yes, fold it along there
Yeah.
and then just sew one half.
Okay. Good morning, love the panda. He's gorgeous. Please wish my son Matthew. Oh, Matthew, you sit it. Right, I'll just read it. Matthew's, it's his 18th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Catherine, he tolerates you every day. I don't think you meant it quite like that, do you, Catherine? You mean you make him watch us every day. Oh, happy birthday, Matthew. Oh, to be 18 again. What was I doing when I was 18? Oh, A-levels. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Well, I've just been taking my A-levels now, wouldn't I? Isn't it nearly exam time?
It is. I think that it's midway through them because my friend's a sixth form teacher.
I think, yes, and I think all the O-level students have just finished, haven't they? Because there were lots of pictures on Facebook, all the kids in my village all dressed up for their last day at school before they then start going in for their exams. God, blimey. No, I'm just thinking about when the year I took my A-levels. I came out in a dreadful, hives. My body came out in massive hives. I thought it was nerves. Apparently it was the strawberries I was eating.
Oh, no.
I'm fine now. I can eat strawberries all the time now, but... And it's really weird, because before I went on my holiday, I got a sty on my eye. And I was like, oh, no, this happened when I had my A-levels. It was horrible. Anyway, let's move on. You're what?
I had to go and break the news on the morning of one of my A-levels. I just got into bed with my mum and dad and said, look, I'm just going to let you know now, before the results come out, that I think I'm probably going to fail this one.
Did you do art or anything like that?
I did art, maths and chemistry.
Oh,
which is a bit of an unusual
combination. I did that biology, economics and history. So what a mixture is that? Anyway.
So we've got the arm in, and to complete the leg now, I need to sew the foot around this bottom bit.
Which is like, if you've made a joke art to toy before, we do this a lot, don't we? They're putting a circle in the bottom of the foot.
And for a foot, it's quite a large circle, but it pays just to really take time over it and just stitch, just a few at a time, and then rearrange.
Have you started using your knee lift at home yet?
No, I've not put it on.
Because it'd be perfect for this, because then you haven't got to let go of the circle when you lift the presser foot every time.
Yes, I need to fit it, really.
Yeah.
I do like a knee lift as well.
It's funny, because it's something before you use it, I'll never get used to this, but it's like when you drive a car, you don't think about pressing the pedals up, do you, now that you've been driving? But when you first get a knee lift, it's like, oh, this is a bit awkward. But then, like I said, on my Singer Industrial, I just used to use it all the time. I
did, and when I would then use a domestic, I'd just bang my knee on the table leg all the time.
So you've got 7 minutes.
Right, I'm doing this speedily, just so it's done. So
is Helen looking after the kids today, then?
Well, no, that's the handy thing about working on a bank holiday.
Oh, it's bank holiday?
Yeah, they're with their dad today.
Of course. And Helen was in Norway, wasn't she? For
She
that
was.
big day for May 17th.
Yes, for Norway Day.
Yeah.
They had a great time.
They take it so seriously.
Well, people are in national dress and all sorts.
Oh, listen, I used to stay in Norway a lot, and you go to church on a Sunday, and lots of people would wear their national dress to just church on a Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, and the ladies' bodices have like these silver, like solid silver cloths that are passed down the generations and everything. It's a big, big thing. Anyway,
Wow.
sorry.
Right, so the foot's in, and then I'm just going to sew the white section and the bottom of the leg together.
Where would the tail have gone if we've made the tail?
Let's get the other half. When I sew them together, baste the tail in, but sew them together from the front around, finishing just beyond the tail, because we want to leave that opening in the back.
Please, can you tell me if you'll be doing the frog again?
I don't know.
My 8-year-old frog-obsessed daughter has just spotted it on your shelves and wants one. There were two, weren't there? There was a standy-uppy one and a sitty-downy one.
Yes, you can pop it on a lily pad or...
Yeah. Abby, if you email to Wayne now, studio@sewnquarter.com, he can forward it to our scheduling department, and they'll be able to get in touch with you. Won't you, Wayne? Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's not up to me. I don't know what's coming up.
Oh, Andy sent another message, has he? Oh, he sent a picture of what? Oh, he sent a picture of his dog. Remember I said Andy's got a new dog? Oh, look. Mario, is called.
Oh.
Oh. What you saying, Ginger Mike? Ginger Mike doesn't like it. It's fine, he's leaving, Andy, don't worry. I think he's gorgeous. I'd love one, but they're quite expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because when Cherry got hers, there were 3 in the... Do you call it a litter when it's dogs as well? There were 3 of them, right? And she's like, oh, John, there's one left, why don't you get it? And I went, oh, I can't, not with Norman and Ellie. She went, they'll reduce it from £2,000 to... And I was like, what?
Right, so the next step with this would be make the tail, baste it onto one piece.
Yes.
And then sew each side of the body together from the front. You can pop a pin in to make sure this stripe lines up.
Where'd you start? Whereabouts would you start?
At the neck.
At the front neck.
So all the way round and finish just about there.
Just above the tail.
So we've
machined... this bit's open?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've machined the tail in place and that's sandwiched in.
Okay.
And then you can sew the head to the body because the back of the head's open.
Yes.
Just sew it right round the top of the body.
So then you'd stuff it and slip the stitch up the back.
Yes, there's a little bit of internal shaping in between the eyes.
Oh, like usual.
Fit the eyes in, but then take the needle backwards and forwards at least 3 times between the eyes and pull on it.
But you don't need a needle if they're plastic eyes, do you?
I stitch from inside, just inside the eye, make a few little stitches to secure the thread and then backwards and forwards. And it just pulls them into alignment a little bit.
Okay, brilliant. And there's no embroidery on... Oh, the mouth, yeah.
So, little line there.
Brilliant. Right, let's go on to the kimono very quick because we literally got a couple of minutes to show the kimono. Right, in the bundles of the kimono, you get ½ metre fabric and the pattern, the template. So the back of the kimono is cut on the fold. Oh, just coming in. So there's your centre back there. And then your fronts, you cut 2 fronts.
As mirror images.
Yes.
So start off by sewing them together along the shoulder. So I'll do this really quickly. And the only thing, it's just so you know how the pattern, the size of the pattern, how it goes together. On the cuffs, I've folded 1/4 inch under twice so that there aren't any raw edges on the edge of the cuff.
On the what? On the cuff what? Oh, you just sewed it over and over again. But then you hemmed it before you stitched the side seam, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So on the cuff there, you fold it back and back before you've stitched the side seam.
So press that seam open and then press 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch and just sew along just to seal that edge. And then fold it in half.
And stitch the underarm and side seam.
And they are the same size, but stitch along here. You'll have to snip into this corner here. Yeah. Stitch down there. And the bottom as well is pressed, so there isn't a raw edge around the bottom.
But that's once you've sewn them all together. Sewn your side seams and then you do the hem of the bottom.
Yes, and so the raw edge then is this front edge here.
Yes.
And so I've added bias binding to that just to give it a nice finish to make it a little bit more fancy.
Do you know what you could do? Is if you've got like a little scrap of Spectrum Solid at home, you could do the bias binding in a different colour, because you know kimonos always have that bit that comes down the front there, which is usually a different colour and things.
And you could always cut some straight binding if you wanted to belt it.
Where would the belt go then? Literally just there?
It would, just across his tum.
A little bit of cord would be nice.
Yes, cord would be cute, wouldn't it? Although would it make it look more dressing gowny? It is quite dressing gowny though, isn't it?
I think our friend Caroline Lindsay, she wears things like that with everything. Like little bolero jacket. She wears it with every top she's got. She's got a bolero in a colour to go with it.
Yeah.
Hasn't she, Wayne? Oh, yeah. Right, so you bias bound. How are we tied for time, by the way? On the whole show? OK, perfect. So you just bias bound, you machined it round, and then you turned it round and top stitched it, did you? I
actually did it... Which way round did I do it? I stitched... So I top stitched it... So I stitched it to the wrong side first.
Right. Folded over and over.
So I have pressed this, but the folds have come out a little bit. So when I started at the raw edge, I folded that over and then stitched, because then when you turn it the right way...
You create a corner.
It's already got the folded corner there. So stitch to the wrong side and then fold over. And because it's bias binding, it finds the curves really nicely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go and have a cup of tea. We'll see you in an hour with a bag.
Yes.
Apparently it's called a clever bag for some reason.
Well.
Yeah. Right, let's go through the bundles. Thank you, Joe. Panda Bundle first. So what you get in the Panda Bundle, half a metre of black, half a metre of white, eyes, embroidery thread, sewing thread, and pattern, and toy stuffing. £24.99. Now, there's nothing there to make two, but there's not enough stuffing to make two, right? Kimono. The kimono, what you get, we've done a little pattern here. This is the finished kimono. You get a pattern, the front and the back pattern, and half a metre of the fabric. This is the berry one. That's where you get half a metre of the fabric. Plenty of you'll have lots left over to go in your stash as well, because you won't use half a metre of that. That's the berry one, £7.49. The instructions and half a metre of the fabric. Then you've got the Liberty one, which is like the, I call it a pathway. But what's those posh floors? What's those posh floors? Parquet, no, is it parquet when they, like that? Yeah, parquet floor. £8.49, you get the pattern and half a metre of the fabric. You can also have it in the blue. Half a metre of the fabric and the pattern. That's blue linear, that's a linear print there, £5.49. And then last but not least, the golden one, the golden yellow one. While the graph's coming in for that, I'll just tell you, Debbie Simms is back this. I don't know why they've suddenly called her Debbie Simms, because it's always been Deborah Simms. She's making, the garden set, the kneeler, the pennant, the bag, everything. We'll see you in 3.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. Tune in on Tuesday the 29th of May when we're going unicorn crazy with Jo Carter. Listen for the clip-clop of hooves at 8 a.m. when Jo shares her expert tips for making Elizabeth Hartman's Lisa the Unicorn quilt. Inspired by the strip-pieced mane, we've created 3 kits including pretty pinks and purples, bold blues and greens, and a rainbow of striking fabrics. Jo is back at 10 a.m. with her very own unicorn softie, complete with legendary horn and shaggy felt mane. For a magical metallic twist, our kits include options in regal blue and gold, and ice cool lilac and silver. If the call of the wild is more your thing, we've also got a kit containing black and white fabric, perfect for creating a unique zebra version. So join us for a morning of horsing around with Jo, Tuesday the 29th of May at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are 2 easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/Sewing Quarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play, and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Tune in on Friday the 1st of June at 11 a.m. where we'll be stocking the new Elna Experience 550, 560 and 570 sewing machines. With up to 50 stitch combinations and 15 variable needle positions, these machines are perfect if you love easy, speedy sewing. These all-round machines will handle an array of different fabrics with ease, ensuring you get all of the enjoyment out of your next project. So tune in on Friday the 1st of June from our brand new time of 9 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Coming all untucked, I do apologise. Look at this. So in this pattern that Debbie, we don't know where that's come from. We'll have to do an inquiry tomorrow because she says nobody's ever called me Debbie in my whole life. There's the bag, right? The bag with all, it's like a makeup bag, isn't it? With all the pockets on the side there. You put your trowel in there and your dibby dobber or whatever it's called and your twine and things like that. But also, look at this cute thing. Hang that in your shed. Bloom where you are planted. Oh, is that a saying? Bloom where you are planted. I don't think I've ever heard of that one before. That's nice. And then look at this. The kneeler, that's what we all need, isn't it? But look at, you can hang it up in your shed. Okay, so before we start, let's go and have a look at the bundles. So Deborah is going to be showing us how to make this today, but we will go through the whole pattern. I've got 4 different bundles here. So I'll go to the bundle that Deborah's made hers out of already. Oh, there it is there. So the one that Deborah's made hers out of already, it's called Green Fingers. So you've got the pattern, you've got some thread, you've got 1.5 meters of the spot-on canvas, and 1.5 meters of the, I think that's Christmas red, is it not? Gorgeous Christmas red there in 1.5 meters of the Spectrum Solid. £39.99. There's the still. The one that Deborah's going to be making on the show is this one. Now, I want you to spot the deliberate mistake. I haven't got a mistake on my desk, but she has, right? It's not her fault, it's not her fault at all. So what you get in this, you get the instructions, you get the thread, you get the lovely birds, when they're kind of green and orange and pale coral birds on there. And you get 1.5 meters of the pistachio cotton Spectrum Solid there, £39.99. Now, if you like the birds, but you want them in a different colourway, we have this one. Again, you get the pattern. Again, you get the thread. This time you get the birds in like turquoise and ochre and pale grey. And then you get ochre, so 1.5 meters of this and 1.5 meters of the ochre, £39.99. There it is. And then last but not least, we've got chevrons. I'm over here, come over. So you get the pattern, you get the thread. Look at that lovely chevron fabric. This is the cotton, they're all cotton, like a canvas fabric. And then on this one, you get the dark blue as well. 1.5 meters thread and instrucciones. £39.99. So have a look at the ones that Deborah has made. There you go. So it's a kneeler, a bag, and a pennant for your shed or your potting shed or whatever. Right. So let's just go through, before you start sewing, let's have a look at the instructions.
Fabulous.
Were they easy to follow?
Yes. Yeah, they are easy to follow. The hardest thing is that you have to measure out each piece because you don't get a pattern thing.
Oh, I was about to say where's... Oh, Jess did this. Right, so there's no pattern
There's no
at
pattern
all.
pieces apart from this. And what you want to do is trace that and trace this one and then join the two pieces together. I've got a version.
And also, you'll need to put it back to front as well.
Well, what you do is you trace it like this, but then when you do your tracing...
Oh, that's an we'll talk to you about that in a minute. It's an iron-on transfer. Yeah. So all the pieces of the bag, all the pieces of the kneeler, and all the pieces of the main pennant, you have to measure them yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so there's no pattern. So
Which isn't that hard if you've got all the tools. If you've got rulers and scissors and things, it's fine.
They call it a banner, sorry. They call it a banner. Right, so before we do this, let's just talk about this.
Yes.
So that's quite straightforward, isn't it?
It's literally
two rectangles.
A rectangle. It's got loose thread. Hate a loose thread.
Was there no stuffing with those bundles then? Do you have to supply your own stuffing, do you, on this one? Oh yeah, I've got it on this side. I've got it here. So, I'll go through all the things you need later on. So this one is just two rectangles and you've stitched in the... did you turn it through somewhere?
Yeah, it was between the two handles and I've hand stitched that shut, so you can't see it.
So that's quite simple and straightforward.
Very straightforward.
But what I do love is the fact that you can hang it up in the shed and it's not just going to get thrown on the couch or whatever. The bag, now I always think of this as when I used to work in films, the makeup girls always just have this bag. And when we used to go to the set to do checks and everything, they'd have like their brushes and their everything in all of those. But this is brilliant again for all your tools.
It's really useful actually just for anyone.
Round your garden.
Yeah.
And again, that's got the little handle on there.
I've got a little version like this for my daughter and it fits a small watering can inside as well. And she carries it around with her around the garden.
And did you make that for her?
I did not.
I did not.
I did not make that, unfortunately.
Okay, but what we're going to concentrate on is this.
Yes, exactly. So we've done a couple of different finishes on it. We've got hand stitches. We've got some... What's that word? Applique, yeah.
What's that word? You're the expert.
Well, yes, that's true. And we've used some Bondo web as well, so...
Okay, can I see hand stitching somewhere on this as well?
No, this one's machine.
Okay, looks...
but it's different. It's just a small stitch on the inside. Okay. And then on the bottom one, I thought I'd show you a zigzag and how that would look.
Let's explain what you were just talking about with that.
So, we have our template. So you can see here that it was in two pieces and I've just joined it together with some sellotape. I then used the iron on it so it's gotten a bit crunkly.
Right.
There we go. So all we're going to do is, you've got the same as me, haven't you?
Yes.
We're just going to trace on the back.
So, hang on. So if we... That was what we had there.
Yeah, which is now in this form.
So you put your piece of paper, it can be any paper, like tracing paper.
Yeah, just standard A4 paper.
Right, okay. And you put it on here and you trace through. But that means, yes, like that. So it's going to look...
So that's the right side. That's how you want it to look.
Right.
In order to get it to iron onto the right side of your fabric, you turn it over and you can still see it on this side.
Oh, I see. So you've traced it through with a normal pen. This side is a normal...
Yeah, that's a normal pen.
Is a normal pen or pencil.
Yes.
Then you turn it over and then you use this pen.
Yes.
Which is like a transfer pen to trace it through on that side.
Yeah, because you don't actually need to do all around every letter for this. All you need for the top ones is, say, the top edge, like this. And that just shows you where you're going to place it. You don't have to have
this is on your actual, what do they call it, banner. This is on your actual banner. This isn't to cut the letters out. No. This is the banner. Right, okay, got it.
So, you go round here. And can you see on this one, on the second row down where the hand embroidery is?
Yeah.
It looks quite thick.
Yes.
So when I traced it double thickness almost.
Yeah.
But actually, when you're doing the embroidery, you're only doing single thickness.
Yes.
So you just have to trace around where that was. So you don't have to go all the way around the outside.
But that one, you do all the letters. Well, I'll let you do that one
exactly first. As it is, yes. We'd start there. And this just shows you where you're going to set it, like that.
Yeah. But that one there, because you're going to embroider on that line, you want to fill the whole of that in.
Yeah, so we're going to do that.
Where's your leaves? Oh, I see over there.
All the way around.
So you're just putting it, this is a transfer pen, which is $2.99. And you never, ever, ever draw on the fabric with this, right? Because then what you do, like the Mandy Shaw ones, you then turn it to face onto your fabric and you iron it with a very hot, dry iron. and it transfers these lines onto your main fabric.
So I'm just following it round. Try and do it as flowing and natural as you can, because then
or break it like that.
Or break it. Use very strong. That's my natural
yes.
strength, obviously, coming through. Right, so. And like that. There you go.
Okay.
And then it does come off like a bit like a crayon. So
and then those ones there, you just do the placement lines.
I would just do exactly the same
yeah.
and exactly the same along these edge leaves as well.
Okay, but that line there, was that not embroidered? So you put
so
that,
you would do that
line in.
Full
okay,
line.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, iron, please.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Monsieur.
Now, when you're doing transfers, the less squidgy your ironing board is, the better, because Mandy always says, put it on a wooden block with a tea towel on it, because you want the iron as hot as it can be, and you want the base underneath to be as flat as possible. This one might be a bit squidgy now, but she's saying try and do it on as flat a surface as possible.
Interesting. Right. Top, yeah?
Yep. So now you've got your real fabric there.
Yeah. So
and you've got it.
Yeah.
That's what your banner's going to be made out of.
This is the right side of the fabric that the banner's going to be showing. I've pre-interfaced my piece.
Oh, okay.
On the pattern, it says to do this after you've done all of your embroidery and things, but I think it creates that stability, especially when you're stitching on your letters.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did it first.
No, I would as well. I definitely would as well. And this is it. This is the interfacing, the iron and interfacing that we've used. Bringing in the graphics for that. You might already have some in stock, but just in case you haven't. Also, iron and interfacing is good for your stash whenever.
Yeah.
There you
never
go.
have too much in, that's what I've learned.
No. And also, don't throw any bits away, because sometimes you need a little slit, like if you're doing buttonholes, or the back of, like we're saying, the magnetic thing.
Yeah,
just save all your little bits, because it's always worth keeping on them.
So just to remind people, right side of the fabric.
Yeah.
The pink side, so not this right side, but the wrong side of the paper.
Against the fabric.
So when you look at it, it reads correctly.
Yes. Right, now this is the bit, we haven't practiced this, have we?
No, we've not. I used the other one we used, so we'll have to make sure this works now.
Yeah, because the ironing board in there is much harder than that soft.
Yeah. It's very satisfying ironing paper.
Yes.
I find that. I like ironing tissue paper dress pieces.
Yeah, the pattern paper.
Yeah, you know when they get really crunkly.
I was used to like it when I'd done my own patterns. You'd made something once and you had to make it again. You got it out of the cupboard and it was all, and you, because it has that like smell of like chips, doesn't it? Like chip paper. Because in my day, you used to get your chips in newspaper, but now it's in. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
perfect.
there you go. Perfect. Oh, so it's even carried through a little bit of the one I had from previous. But you can see here. You get a top edge.
Oh, that's yours.
Yeah, top edge of each letter. L, O, O, M. And then here, the full writing.
Yes.
Now, if I'd done the whole thing, you'd be able to see the whole thing and be able to place
of course. Now, yours will come out pink. Yours won't come out that purpley colour. It's only because you've used this before with your one from home.
Yeah, I've used that template before and it's
But you'll see, you might not see it so well on the telly here, but the pink is very, very clear. It's a brilliant little invention.
So, next thing is your bonder web.
Bonder web?
Yeah.
I have that here.
This is where you can see our deliberate mistake.
Yes. I'll just do the bonder web first.
Bum, bum, bum.
Right, and that way.
Which is great for loads of things.
Yes.
Really?
That's bonder web, right? This is the mistake. Deborah wasn't sent green. For some reason, she was sent pink.
Yes.
So we're doing pink letters, but yours be gorgeous in that lovely pistachio green. It was really funny because in prep this morning we went, ooh, this pink's a little bit...
It's unusual.
Well, didn't even check or click that there wasn't pink in the trolley. But...
So what you want to do with your bonder web is write your letters on.
Now on the bonder web, if you've not used it before, there's a paper side and a glue side.
Yeah.
It's very, very obvious which is which.
Yeah, so you make sure you put your glue side against the paper.
Yeah.
And you trace on the paper side. And then when you have you'll have a right side and a wrong side of your fabric. This one's plain, so you don't really have one. But you would put it on the wrong side of your fabric with the glue. So the glue goes on the wrong side. Press that down, same as we've done with the other things, with your interfacing and the trace on. Press and hold it, no steam. Yeah. And then it should have this kind of papery backing and then solid on the front. So all we do then is cut out that letter. I've got some really little scissors here so you can get in between all of the areas. I've done the rest of this word.
So we haven't got to watch you cut.
You have to watch me cut in each individual letter out, but just thought I'd show you. And it does just put a little bit like paper. Yes, please. So, nearly there. And you might find that the paper starts to come away from the edges as you cut, but that's not a problem, it's fine. And again, try and be as smooth with your scissors as you possibly can. So do long cuts, not lots of little ones, because if you do lots of little ones, you'll end up with little sharp bits, you see.
Yeah, jagged edges.
Little jagged edges, yeah.
But then I suppose it depends how you're going to stitch it on, because that might be a bit difficult to do a satin stitch on. But a lot of the time when you do applique, you use a solid satin stitch that covers all the edges. Yeah. But these are quite delicate, these letters, aren't they?
Yeah, and the pattern asks for you to do it on the inside of the edge, so you do see the raw edge.
Is it raw edge applique then? Oh, okay.
I just did a couple different ones on there to show you. But... Perfect. Okay. So you'd have to do that with all of these pieces. So you'd have to do this word, planted, and then your individual leaves.
Oh, and look at, isn't that weird how they've done the leaf half over one, half over the other? You think they'd design it so that you know what I mean? They'd have cut the dotted line there so they can cut the leaves in half.
But then you'd cut half your word off, you see.
Well, I'd move the leaves down.
Well, also that.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, the thing about the leaves is they're not all the same size or shape. So you can't just cut them all out and then place them all on. You can if you want to, it's not the end of the world. But if you want it to look exactly like this, when you do it on, so you'll have your fabric with your bond web, put this in front of you like this, and as you cut out the corresponding leaf, put it on there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've got...
Put that.
I just cut them all the same.
Well, you could just do that too,
It's not that they're different enough.
No, they're not different enough to make a big difference.
It's not like one's triangular, one's oblong, one's circle. No. They're just like... I think the bottom ones are I think all the top ones are the same and all the bottom ones are the same.
Yeah, probably.
One's
smaller,
a bit chubbier.
Thinner and fatter.
Right, okay.
So then we try and catch a little bit of an edge. And as you peel away, you should find... Good. The glue sticks to the fabric, so you can feel a kind of solidness that's different. Yeah, and you can sort of see it's slightly shinier than the other side of the fabric. So you're going to line that up with where your pink is.
Oh, now you see, this is at home. If I was at home now, I'd be doing this on the ironing board. I'd be standing at the ironing board to do it, only because you could do it beautifully on your desk.
And then
by the time you've walked all the way over to your ironing board,
Yeah, exactly. So we'll pop that on. We'll take the wrist today, so you can see it better.
Yeah.
Peel that off. Place it on. Now another option that you could do with attaching these is something I thought of. In fact, you could do for here as well as free motion embroidery.
Oh yes. Can you do words on free motion embroidery?
You can indeed.
No, but can you?
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay.
I can. I think it depends on what you like it to look like. If you like it to have lots of lines going over and that makes it accurate because you've got a lot of lines, then that's fine. But if you want a single line that does that, that's a lot more
No,
work.
I think it's nice to have it to hand. In fact, you know what I would do if I was going to do this? I would do the hand embroidery first.
Yeah.
In real life, only because if you put these on first and then you start, you're going to kind of want to scrunch it up a bit, aren't you, when you're handling it?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'd do the hand embroidery first and then do the...
I think that's what the
on.
pattern says to do, to be honest, but I'm just trying to get it all on.
Oh, yeah. I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying.
Oh, no, it's okay. Just being defensive. No,
sensitive,
not really. Sensitive. Right, okay. Sorted. All on?
Okay.
Ready? This is when a light breeze would occur.
Yeah.
As you go towards your ironing board, and then it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
But we're all right. I think we've managed it. There we go. And then again, you're just going to press and hold with your iron.
Oh, do you know what? This is where your Teflon, your June Taylor Teflon pressing cloth would come in handy as well. I don't know if we've got it in stock at the moment, but if we have on the website, that's fantastic.
Oh, it's got a steam on.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's not. That's weird.
No.
Oh, well.
Poor old irons.
All sorted.
Yeah. But as you see, Deborah didn't iron. She literally just placed the iron down on it. Don't be doing
push
this.
a little bit.
Because they'll all go everywhere.
And you'll get glue all over your iron as well, which won't be very fun. So, let me show you some of these hand stitches. I'll do a little bit, because then it'll take all day, won't it? But... Should we go with the green of the fabric?
Go with whatever you like.
That looks good, doesn't it?
What have you got there then? Some handy, have you got some of these?
I've got that one.
Okay. These are two different embroidery floss packets that we've got for you from Trimmits. This one is called Bright. These are bright colours. You get 36 in there. Each one's got 8 metres on it. See all the gorgeous colours in there. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's the best way to see the colours there.
Oh, that's good.
All those beautiful colours. You get all of those, 36 of them, for $7.99. So that one there is bright colours. I don't know why it says the Craft Factory, because mine are Tribbits, but there you go. Oh no, hang on, that one's Craft Factory. Okay, let's just see what this one says. That's the bold colour. That's what you'll actually get for that, the bold colours, right? Now, the pastel ones are from the Craft Company. Oh, let's put it up here. Let's just have a look what happens now. See what this says on there, Embroidery Floss, Craft Company. Oh no, Craft Factory. And there's the colours. These are a lot more subtle pastel colours, look. Have to, Wayne, write that down for me on your list of things. Is he listening to me? Yeah, he's writing it down now. Writing it down now. Okay.
Just been pre-prepping my thread. So in the instructions,
yes,
it asks for 4 threads from your floss.
Oh my word.
Right?
And how many threads are in there then?
There are 6. There are 6
thread.
individual threads. Let me see if I can show you on the camera.
Right.
So you get an end, and we loosen it up a bit.
Yeah.
Like that. You can see there.
So there's 6 in there.
There's 6 in there. So what you want to do is take away 2.
Yeah.
So it seems like, and then as you do it, you want to hold one end in your thumb and finger.
Yeah.
And the other end in these 2 fingers here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then run your finger. Obviously, I've not unloosed it.
Would you cut the length that you needed first?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just showing you with these ones.
Yeah.
And then you just pull it down and unwind along your thumb as you go along. And that means that you don't get tangles.
Okay, now, you've used 4. What would you do with the 2?
Well, you could do
the
2 and the 2
to make a 4.
To make a 4, but it's going to be very difficult to get them to wind back together.
Yes.
To be honest, you get so much in a floss, I'd probably throw it away.
8 metres, you get.
Yeah, I'd probably throw it away.
Okay.
So, make sure you then wind it back together by running it between your thumb and finger.
Oh, okay.
Because what you've done is separated all those threads out, and you need them to be nice and close together.
Yeah.
So then put a little knot in the bottom.
Okay.
And then you're going to start from the back to the front.
So now what are you're doing the writing now, the embroidery writing.
Yeah, and we're going to do a back stitch.
Okay. We're just coming in now.
That's
there you
fine.
go.
Right, we'll do it from there.
Yeah.
So, back to front. Through there. This is a nice, easy way to get into embroidery because it is back stitch and you just do the word. So, you want to go forwards by about 1/4 inch.
Right. Or the size of a piece of rice. Or rice.
A piece of a piece of rice.
But that's what I like
That's the word, yeah.
What was I trying to say?
No, you said the right thing. I said it wrong after you.
Okay. But rice, the size, long grain rice.
And then next one, you come up from the fabric, a stitch length away.
Further away.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then go back into the hole you came out from.
Okay.
Like that. Up here. And can you see where there are little loops on the words as well?
Yeah.
So you can try and go double thickness at the top. If you're quite good at embroidery, you've done it before, it's something you can try and do. Follow that round, back in.
Yeah.
And then instead of going straight down, come up halfway down the stitch underneath that one. See, I'm holding it, my nail out of the way. Bring that up.
Halfway
down.
Yeah.
And that just gives a little bit of an impression of how your pen would work.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then just keep going. On your curves, I'll just get to a curve so I can show you.
Yeah, no rush.
You don't want your thread to be too long as well.
No.
About from your thumb to your elbow. But obviously everyone's thumb to elbow is slightly different, so I go a bit longer because I've got a short one. But so come up to my curve now.
Yeah.
So stop just before the curve. You don't want to go all the way down to that point. You want to stop a little bit ahead. Do that stitch. And then if you've been using longer stitches, try and use shorter ones in this section. And that'll make it a lot easier to go around your bend. If I tried to go across there now, I'd lose that bend completely.
Right.
Because it would just go straight across.
Yes.
Whereas if I go halfway across that, so halfway of what my stitch length was before.
Yeah. Oh, so you're doing littler stitches.
Smaller
stitches.
Smaller stitches at the curves.
At the curves, right.
There you go. And then in there as well.
Okay.
And then just follow it all the way around.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll show you the lettering, or do you want to do that, your fabric bits first?
No, I'm going to go and do fabrics now. So I want you to either.
Okay, I shall finish this.
Yes.
To finish, you just turn it over onto its back. Find one of your stitches, preferably one where there's two that cross each other. Slot your needle underneath that. And you'll feel if it's tight enough that it's going to hold your thread. Yeah. If it's really loose, it probably won't hold it, so you need to find another place.
So you don't do a knot?
No, you just do 3 stitches on top of each other in the same place.
Oh, okay.
And then just trim that off. Don't trim really far down because it won't hold.
Yeah.
Leave yourself a little loose.
Well, you're not going to see any of that anyway, are you, once it's made? So you do, now, if you wanted to do a different, well, you couldn't do a different, or you could do a different colour for each letter or a different colour for each word, couldn't you? You could just, as long as you tie off, and then knock your next one and start off with the next one, you can change your colour as often as you like.
As often as you like, yeah, definitely.
All right, before you go on, is there anything else you want to say about that?
No, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to go and do bundles.
Fabulous.
And then we'll come back and we'll do the applique and all that sort of stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
Chances up. So, the one that Deborah is using at the moment, I'll do that one, get it out of the way. She's been given a pink lining, but yours doesn't come with a pink lining. Yours comes with this one that actually matches. I don't know why the pink was sent, but anyway, you get the instructions, you get the thread, you get 1.5 meters. Let me just show you this piece of fabric, right? Because you get loads of this. Because remember, you're going to be making the kneeling pad, you're going to be making the banner, and you're going to be making the bag out of this. Look at all this, because it's very wide as well. Look. So you get all of that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous pattern. It's just stunning, isn't it? Really, really lovely, lovely print. Okay, so you get 1.5 meters that, and you get 1.5 meters of the green, the pistachio Spectrum Solid. Plus you get your thread and your instructions. All of that is $39.99. The thing is, I think that's a fantastic bundle anyway, whether you make all of these things or not. You might just want to make the bag, but then at least you've got the all the rest of the fabric to do with as you wish. So the one that Deborah, and I'll go into the ochre version of that next. So you get 1.5 meters of the bird fabric again, 1.5 meters of the ochre Spectrum Solid, ochre thread, and the instructions, £39.99. Now that bundle's very like the one that they use, look, on the original magazine sample, isn't it? Then if we go to the one that Deborah has made, again, you get the pattern, you get the thread, You get 1.5 meters of the stars. You get 1.5 meters of the Christmas red. Graphics just coming in. There you go, $39.99. They just call that the red one. Lovely. That's nice, that one. That one works really nice, doesn't it? And then this one, you see, I think that the ones so far have been a bit girly. But if maybe it's the man in the family that does the gardening and needs a kneeling pad and things like that. And this would be, it's not more manly, but it would be, you know, kind of not quite so feminine, I should say. So you get 1.5 meters of the chevron, 1.5 meters of the dark blue. You get the thread and you get the instructions. There it is, £39.99. Trying to look at the finished things as I walk across. There you go, 3 patterns in the pamphlet. You get the bag, the kneeler, and the banner. Right. Oh, you've been carrying on with the letter, have you?
Well, I thought I might as well do something.
Okay.
So, okay, next thing, to applique. So, what we've done for the top word,
so just on the finish one over there, just say you've done different finishes.
Yeah, so on this, if I bring this
bring
here, you can see we've got, can't see it very well, you can see this one much better.
Yeah.
And that's got a zigzag stitch.
A wide zigzag. It's not a narrow satin stitch. It's a wide zigzag.
It's a wide zigzag, and that just holds it all in place and stops those edges from curling off.
Yeah, because also remember, Bondaweb will keep it in place, but once you wash it, you couldn't just do Bondaweb. You have to do stitching because the Bondaweb will come on. And what was this stitch on here?
Okay, that's just a narrow, normal thread.
Straight stitch. Okay.
So let me show you how I've done that on the machine.
Right.
It'll show up a lot better because I've got green thread as well. So all I'm going to do is just go as close as I can to the edge of here without it dropping off.
Right.
So I'll go somewhere between 1/8 and 2/8.
Okay, now if it drops off,
yes,
what happens? Just unpick it?
You don't have to. If you use a contrast thread, it's going to show more.
Yeah.
If you use one that's similar, it won't show as much.
The thing is, with raw edge applique, I quite like it with lots and lots of lines of stitches.
Yeah.
Because I think, because if you just do one line, it's to me, it's like, is it meant to be like that?
Is it on purpose?
Whereas if you do lots of lines, if you go off lots of times, it looks like you've just
done it on purpose.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And that's what's quite nice if you did the freehand embroidery, is that you could do that and just keep going around doing lots of lines, and that would be a much more designed version of it, rather than if you do one line, you've got to be quite neat.
I'll just move that out of the way.
So, just go. Oh, there goes my pen.
It's gone into trolley, I think.
It's all gone. It doesn't matter. So, I've lined up the edge of my letter with one of the little notches that are on my sewing machine foot, just so I can try and follow it round. So we're just doing a straight stitch on this one, are we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find my machine foot.
When you're taking your shoe off.
I'm taking my shoe off. Yeah. I mean, that's standard. So, just take your time. If you've got a slowness settings, now the time's to use it. And then just follow it all the way around. So when you get up to the curves, stop on the corner.
Yeah.
Turn it round. You're going to use your hand crank a lot.
Yeah.
If it looks like it's going to come off, just lift your foot slightly, reposition your fabric, and then put your needle down.
Yes, because it's not like, it's only a decorative stitch. It's not like it's the stitch that's holding a sleeve in or anything like that.
No, it doesn't have to be the neatest or strongest thing in the world.
Oh.
And then as you go around the bends, try and turn as you go.
Yes.
But you might find it starts to slip away from you. So just pause, take it back on, and then continue.
Yes, because that B is quite not sharp curve, but it's a...
yeah, there's a lot of bends and things.
I don't know what you call it when it's a really steep curve, I suppose.
Yeah, steep curve, yeah.
Well, no, if we were doing free motion embroidery, then you'd use a free motion foot, obviously, but this we're just using your normal stitching.
Yeah. What you could do, actually, is if you've got the option on your sewing machine, you could drop the feed dogs anyway, and that makes it a lot more manoeuvrable.
Yes, but you have to remember that you're in charge then.
Yes,
because it's not going to feed your fabric. You have to do all of the
moving.
Yeah, if you don't move it, then it's just going to stitch in a dot all the way through.
Yeah, it can be quite weird to get used to.
Yes.
But once you start, you're all right. those little corners, you have to swivel it all the way around.
Yeah.
You can't sew through them. So
you could, if you wanted to, you could hand blanket stitch it or something like that.
Oh yeah, you could
couldn't
definitely do it by hand. It would look lovely.
Yeah.
Like that. So you can see now I've gone all the way around the edge of the letter. There you go.
Yeah.
Like that. And then all you need to do is go on the inside of here as well.
You see now, I would do it lots. I'd go round.
Lots more times.
Well, not lots more. 3 times I'd go around, and I'd want my lines to cross over each other.
Yeah.
So that it kind of
makes
looks.
a statement
it's not
of it.
messy, but it's causing a. Because to me, one line of stitching is neither here nor there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, did they not be bothered to finish it off? Did they forget to do a zigzag? Whereas I quite like if it's 2 or 3 lines.
Yeah.
Maybe even swapping your colour.
I think if you can't tell that it's there almost, if it's invisible, then it's fine.
Yes.
But when it becomes a contrast or it doesn't quite match, that's when you need to start thinking about
if you were
things like
doing
that.
it in the pale pink that the letters were in, it wouldn't matter at all. But
No.
as you've used a green to go round, I think it's important to make a feature of it.
Yes,
isn't it?
definitely.
But I do think the hand, using the embroidery thread that we did for the letters, I'd do a blanket stitch in that, I think, a very small blanket stitch going on the edge.
Yeah.
But also it's a nice project then because you could just take this bit on the go with you, couldn't you? You don't have to take anything else. You could just take your needle and thread and your embroidery thread.
Yeah, that's what's nice about doing something hand stitched is you're much more portable with it, and you can kind of sit on the sofa and do things.
Well, the sofa, watch telly, but also like you came up here yesterday on the train.
Yeah, could
and
do
if
it on
you'd
the
been
train.
going beyond Birmingham, you'd have had to sit on the train while the thunderstorm went by.
Yeah.
Just gives you something to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's nice. So I'll just follow that round. If in doubt, stop and turn it round earlier.
Yeah.
Because the later you leave it, the sharper your corner's going to be.
Sue's message said, is the Friars fabric suitable for an umbrella? Ooh, well, that's your message cuts off after that, so I don't know if there was anything else to come. I think it's a bit thick, personally, for an umbrella.
Yeah, I think maybe.
For a traditional umbrella.
Are we talking sun umbrella or rain umbrella?
You could make a parasol out of it. Beautiful. You could make a really gorgeous parasol out of it. But I think an umbrella, it might be a bit thick.
Maybe your umbrella, maybe it's for an umbrella in the sun.
Oh, maybe. Does that mean, is it in the sun, like a sun in the garden? Oh, yes.
Maybe.
You mean like a garden umbrella? Yes, it would be beautiful.
Yeah, it would be lovely.
Absolutely gorgeous. But I'm not selling it by the half metre, I'm afraid. But there will be others on the website, won't there, Wayne, of the Fryattes? The fabric, the Fryattes, the star, well, any of those, they're available on the website, aren't they, a lot of them? Yeah, we'll have a look for you now.
Okay, fab. So we've done our stitching around, and then what you would do is just do all of those. You would do planted, and you would go around your leaves as well.
You see, I'd quite like to embroider the bird. I mean, I know you've got your writing all over them, but I think it'd be quite nice to embroider the birds
pick
as well.
one out,
Yes,
pick one or two out.
Like you could just do little not stab stitches.
Your seed stitch.
Yes, little stitches
that'd be
on,
really
you know
nice.
what I mean?
I think with the leaves as well, what you could do, because it's going to be quite laborious trying to go around that with your sewing machine.
Yeah.
What you could do is embroider a back stitch right down the centre of your leaf.
Oh,
And in fact, you could do that with, say, like a green or something that would pick out and make it look more like a leaf as well.
Yes, exactly.
And that would take a little bit less time.
Okay, so pretend we've done all our letters, we've done all our embroidery.
So the
and
next
everything.
thing is to do the tabs and join it together. So you've got your tab piece like this.
So again, in the instruction, it just tells you to cut rectangles of a certain size.
Yeah.
Now, does it matter which way you... Because with the stars, obviously, it didn't matter which way your fabric went. But with the balloons... with the birds, you have to make sure the birds are going the same way as they are on your...
Yeah, so what I've done is cut them the same way up.
Yeah.
To make sure they're going that way. And then when we actually make our piece, it's going to go together like that. We're going to stitch down the sides.
Oh, like the loops put the handles of the bag on in the first
the one with the handbag, you fold the edges in and then fold. But because these are bigger, you don't have to do that. You can just turn them out. So we're going to do that, stitch down here, and then when you turn it out, you'll have this direction.
Yes.
And you just want to make sure that where you've got birds going that way, you've got birds going that way.
So at the back, it's going to be the wrong way, but the front...
You then want to have it like that.
Yeah.
So make sure they're like this on your table,
Yeah.
where the birds are the right direction, and then just flip it over.
Yeah.
And it'll be perfect.
Also, you might want to cut it so that you get a bird In the middle, you know what I mean? You cut
what would be nice is if there was two of these birds right down the centre.
Yes.
That would be the...
And you could have kissing birds on your bundle.
Yeah, that would be really nice. So, I think the seam allowances on this are 3/8 of an inch, but make sure you double check. Still on turtle speed.
Oh yeah, I was going to say you got it on very slow from earlier. And also, if you have dropped your feed dogs for the other bit, make sure you put them back up again for the normal sewing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, ochre. The ochre one's not available soon, but the rest are all available on the website if you want to go and have a look at them. And I'm presuming you mean a garden umbrella rather than an umbrella. Oh yeah, in the garden, fabulous. Oh yes, so you could do your umbrella, your kneeling pads, and your bags. Oh. No. In fact, I need a new. My umbrella that I bought when I moved into this house at 6 years old now, you know where the spokes, you know, the one in the garden, you wind it up like that and it kind of goes up like that. The spokes have started pushing through the end of the fabric now and it just needs redoing. Oh, what a lovely idea. Might use up a lot of fabric though, but lovely idea.
Okay, so then we just turn these out.
If I had Derek the Dobber,
I know, it would just be lovely fabric, lovely times.
I can't believe.
So sad. You're not allowed to take time off. That's what we've got. That's the conclusion we've come to.
Yes.
Right. Come on, you. They can be a bit fiddly. Thank you.
I'm useless at this because my fingers are too fat to even get into.
I think you need nails actually.
Yeah.
To do it because you need to be able to pick it.
What you need is my lovely seam turner, my prim seam. Yeah. The loop turner, don't you, really?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't thought this one through, have
Obviously not.
Hi, both. I would use variegated threads to outline the letters. I love variegated threads from Pauline in Shropshire. What a lovely idea, Pauline.
Yeah, they'd be beautiful.
Well, I was kind of saying, wasn't I, different colours for each letters, but variegated would work even better.
That would do.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to swap anything out.
No, because you can just keep going with the same thread.
You can get those for your overlocker now. Rainbow threads.
Can you?
So all the insides of your fabric, all the insides of your garments have rainbows in.
Now, I think Paul Clark's told me that already, or he's made something with, not here, I've seen it on his Instagram.
I think he was the one who showed me.
Oh, okay.
Or I saw that
they were on, if you're just confused, Deborah and Paul were both on the same series of Great British Sewing Bee, weren't they?
We were, yeah.
And they both got kicked off on the same week.
Yeah, we went off arm in arm.
Yes, I always say that Paul got kicked off and Deborah went in, you know, kind of in solidarity with him.
That's I like that theory. It definitely had nothing to do with my actual sewing.
What was it? Was it Leather Week you both went to?
Yeah, Leather Week. I don't wear leather. No. I didn't really know what to do.
No, and I think Paul says he bought the wrong leather for his.
He was sat right behind me and he was making this leather jacket and it was the thickest, it was like cardboard almost.
Oh no.
He broke 10 needles when he was stitching and he was right behind me. They were pinging past my head as I was like, ah.
And was the air blue above your head?
Yes, a little bit, yes. Right, so I'm just checking.
Yeah.
It should be... I'll
be with you in a minute.
Do you want a hand? Top of the banner front, 4 centimetres in from the sides. Yeah. So you just have to mark.
That got centimetres on it.
It's an inch one. I'll just do one. It's 1 5/8.
Oh no! No sewing quarter before I leave for work in the mornings. Upside an extra hour to watch in the evening. Lovely to have you back, John. Great show. Now, Adele, you will be able to watch first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock, but you'll be watching a repeat from the day before. That's all.
There we go.
There you go. I've done it. Done it.
Well done. Thank you. Right, so we want to put the seam down the centre back because that's not going to be on show because it's going to go all the way inside. So, yeah, they need a bit of a press. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ta-da. Now, have I lost weight or put weight on this week? Because my trousers keep falling down.
Is it not your lovely belt that you've worn to go with your shirt?
No, I've worn this belt for a while. Maybe it's just not tight enough.
Must be all that eating out you did last week.
Oh. Also, I stay with my friend Francesca, and she's Italian, right? And she loves to cook to relax. So when we used to work in the film industry together, we'd go back to our house and we'd be done like a 17-hour day, and I'd be like, oh, just give me anything out of the fridge. And she's like, oh no, I'm making corn fritters with this and with this. And we had this vegetable that she has to have shipped in from Italy. Oh my word. It was delicious.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, she's the most incredible cook, I can't tell you.
Right, so we're going to match the outside edge of the tab with the marking we've put on.
Is that a 4 centimetre mark there?
That's a 4 centimetre mark, or a 1 5/8 of an inch mark.
Okay.
And then you're just going to flip that down like that and turn that up. And that gives you your loop.
Oh, yes. I was wondering why you were turning. But now that could be quite thick there, couldn't it?
It is going to be quite thick, yeah. There's some pins. Could you
not bring your
put your finger on there?
Also.
Thank you.
Oh, no, that does feel quite thick, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be thick to get through.
And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't cut away anything, can you?
No. But I'll show you what to do.
Okay.
Here we go. So, here and here, down, and then fold that back up. Thank you. Ta.
Got 10 minutes left.
So, when you're doing something like this and you've got quite a thickness to get through, what can be quite helpful is... Get a little bit of fabric. Just chop a little bit off.
Oh. Any fabric? Or
similar thickness.
Okay.
And fold it until it's a similar thickness.
Right.
Right? And then as you're going through, what you want to do, because the thing that it struggles with is the hump of getting over.
Yeah.
Yeah? So once you've gone past that, lift your foot up, slide that underneath.
Oh, you're not sewing it then? You're
not going to sew through it at all.
Okay.
It will just make the foot be the same height. Oh. And then it won't do that kind of jumping up.
Like it does when you go over a sleeping policeman too fast.
That really struggles, yeah, exactly.
Not a real policeman.
Not a real sleeper, but yeah, no, exactly. So what we're going to do is...
I'd be tempted... Oh, go on.
We're going to tack that on anyway. So what I've got here is I've got my thickness at the back.
Yeah.
I've got a gap where my needle's going to be, and then I've got my new thickness at the front here.
Right.
And that should just help it to go forwards. There you go. And do you see how it doesn't struggle then?
Yeah. Then do you need to put it in at the other side when you come off, or is it all right when you come off?
It's usually okay if you're going down the way. It's going up the way it struggles with. There we go. And then just do the other one.
Okay.
You were going to say something about being tempted. You would be tempted to do what?
No, I know what I was going to say. I would be tempted to start halfway through my hoop loop.
Yep.
Go backwards to the edge.
Oh yeah.
And then go still using your method, but I'll point it out on the actual thing. So almost I'd put that there, there, but I'd start my needle here.
Yeah.
Go backwards.
Yeah.
And then go forwards like that, and then you haven't got any hump to get up, and then that's still keeping your foot the same level.
Yeah.
So it just moves evenly like that. Might not work, but
worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
Someone must have learnt that by giving it a try.
Who told you how to do that?
Another place where I work in Manchester, they do sewing classes, and one of the teachers showed me how to do that.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's really clever, isn't it?
But now you're going to have to sandwich, you've got even more thickness going on now.
Even more thickness to go through. So we're going to go over the tab, down here, all the way along, up, and across the tab. We're going to leave the between here open.
Do you go over the tab, or do you stop at the edge of the tab?
No, you're going to go over both tabs.
But what I mean is you're going to go over it, but do you stop there, or do you go over a little more, like half an inch more?
I would go a tiny bit more, because if you stopped here, that's trying to work really hard, and as you try and turn it round, it's more likely to rip.
Okay.
Okay, so pin the important places.
Got 5 minutes left.
Fab. Done all right this week so far, haven't we?
Yeah. Mind you, you've got the knee pad and the bag to make yet.
Oh yeah, I'm not really going to get time, you know. Right, so I'll start at the top.
Yeah.
Making sure I'm leaving enough space for turning through.
Do you need this again because you're going to be doing, or not
I
so much
think because you've got this other fabric on top of it, it should be fine.
That'll keep it okay.
It makes for a smoother...
Just trying to help.
No, it's very helpful, thank you. There we go.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Also, I forget how at the L on the machine is such a good machine that
It's so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets a song, Ginger Mate. Something inside so strong.
You can tell it's bank holiday, can't you?
Why?
Because we're very relaxed and we're singing songs. I like it. It's nice.
I sing songs every day.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Teresa says, can you buy the bird fabric on its own? Teresa, you can buy the orange bird fabric on its own, but not the ochre one. Is that right, Wayne? Just come with me. While you're saying that, I'll just show you. Oh, I'll just check my shirt. So you can buy this one, Teresa. It's on the website. On the website, you can buy this one, my love. All of these three are available on the website. It's just the ochre one that's not. However, I'll have a look at that. So that's the orangey one there. I can't do it now. I'm not putting the graphics through now. You just have to go to the website to do that. How many bundles, Wayne, of the ochre one have I got left? Right, okay. What might happen tomorrow, Teresa, is after the repeats have all happened, so it'll be after 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. What they normally do is if there are any bundles left, they put that fabric back. They haven't cut these bundles, you see. So if there's any of that fabric left, it then goes back onto the website. So it'll be like lunchtime tomorrow. So if you wanted the ochre one, if they haven't all sold out, then they'll put whatever's left back on the website tomorrow. Do you understand what I mean?
Now this is where Dibber Dobber would have come very handy.
I know, I don't know what's happened to it.
So.
Unless, the only thing I can think of is when I knew I was going away for a week, I might have hidden it.
You might have done.
I might have hidden
It's
it.
very possible.
But I don't know where I will have hidden. Won't be on the set, I wouldn't have left it on the set. She's looking around the set.
Where would you have hidden such a thing?
While you're doing that, can I just say, I've also got, if you do the, not so much the banner, but if you do the bag, you might need some of this.
Yes.
That's the bag one, isn't it there?
That's the bag one.
You might need to put some of that in between your lining and your main. That's your premium polyester craft wadding there. Oh, Teresa, he's trying to find the fabric for you. There you go. There's the premium. That's if you're making the bag. You'll need that for it's only $2.99. Look, there's the 2 ounce polyester. That's it. And then if you're going to make the knee kneeler, you'll need some of this. Super soft toy and cushion filling. You might need some of that. Okay, that's all I've got to show you, I think, in this hour. Yes. Yeah. So all the ochre fabric is in the bundles at the moment, the kits at the moment. But Teresa, if you have a look on the website, I'm in tomorrow, so I can remind Hayley. In fact, I think we've got a new person doing that now. Oh, I don't know. We've got. Yeah, isn't it? It's a young lad, isn't it, who's just started. So I'll have a word with him tomorrow morning and make sure he puts any excess back on if we've got it. But I can't guarantee it might all sell out. Sorry, might all sell out on the repeats today, in which case it won't go there. What are you doing?
I'm just giving it a press. So I've turned everything out.
Right.
I'm rolling it between my fingers to make sure I've got to the very edge of my fabric.
Yep.
And then just give it a little press. And then all that's left to do is top stitching around the outside.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Well, that'd be perfect timing.
Oh, good. Okay. And that will actually catch that gap.
Oh,
so
of course, you never have to hand stitch that gap.
No.
I'll just put a bit.
Top stitch that
Lovely.
down. So just put a pin in that so it doesn't shift around while you're working.
Yeah.
Find a corner to start with. It might struggle because that's where all your bulk is,
yes,
your corners. So just make sure if it's not moving, see how it's not moving? It's a little bit stuck. Just once you've done a couple of stitches, lift it. move it forward slightly. And then just keep doing that until it moves forward.
You could almost, if you wanted to, you could put a layer of wadding in there and quilt that if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, that'd be lovely. Really nice. There we go. Forward. I think when you're doing things like this as well, it's a nice way to get your own creativity out. Because if you've got something on your fabric that matches, you know, it'd be really nice to embroider some stars onto the red section of your...
yes, this is... no, I'd want sequins all over the red
Oh, well,
Well, no, mind you, not on the kneeler, I wouldn't so much, but...
No, that wouldn't be very comfortable on the knees, but...
It's not really sequiny, is it? When are you in next?
The 4th of June.
4th of June.
Which is next week, I think.
It's not, I was going to say it's 8 to 8, but it's not, is it? Because we're at the end of May, aren't we?
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much. I'll
No
leave you so
problem at
next.
all.
I'm going to go and
Thank
do
you.
bundles. Thank you very much. Debbie, as she's known as from today. I'll ask tomorrow why they put Debbie on or who did it for you. Right. Gardening set kit in pistachio. That's this one. They're your most popular. So you get the orange birds. You get the instructions. You get a thread as well. I can't find mine. And you get the pistachio Spectrum Solid there. 1.5 meters of each fabric, remember, £39.99. I also have that same Fabrico in like a kind of turquoisey, teal-y sort of colour. It's nice, just depends which way around you like it, doesn't it? So you get 1.5 meters of that, you get 1.5 meters of the ochre, you get the ochre thread, and you get the instructions. £39.99. Debbie, will you stop that? Wrecking the joint. You know, she's going home, she's thinking she's trying to take everything with her. That's the problem. Then you've got this one here, the star one, which is the one she made the sample out of. So you get 1.5 meters of the star, 1.5 meters of the Christmas red, the thread, and the instructions. £39.99. There it is, nice that one, isn't it? And then last but not least, we've got the chevron. The chevron. So you get 1.5 meters the chevron, 1.5 meters the dark blue, the instructions and the thread. There it all is. I'll show you the still now. There's the still. Okay, make sure you watch in the break because the advert with Natasha telling you all about the new hours is in there. And Jo Carter is back with us straight after the break, doing another bag. She's got a clever bag for some reason, so we'll have to find out from her why it's called clever. But it's a clever drawstring tote bag with leatherette handles. See you in 3 from now.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. Finally, we can start spreading the news. From Friday the 1st of June, we are going to be changing our hours, and I think you're going to like it. First of all, we're going to be switching on our live on-air light at the slightly later time of 9 AM. So that gives you an extra hour for breakfast in bed. But even better than that, we are going to be live through until 2 PM. So that's an extra hour on air live, giving us 5 whole hours of dressmaking, sewing, quilting, 7 days a week. So join us live on air for 5 whole hours from 9 AM to 2 PM, 7 days a week from the 1st of June.
Hi, I'm Tilly Rose and here are my 3 top tips. The first would be to actually be in the moment. Allow yourself to be surrounded by all those lovely fabrics and cloth and thread and just take time out. Enjoy your stitching, whether that's machine embroidery or free motion or slow stitching. Just allow yourself to connect with the thread and cloth and you'll enjoy the projects much more. So my second tip would be to allow yourself to go wrong. Give yourself permission to make mistakes because we all learn from our mistakes. I've been sewing for a very, very long time and I still make loads and loads of mistakes. But that's okay because you can use those small little pieces in other projects later on down the line. But it's good, it's okay. So my third tip would be quite simply, break all the rules. If you want to experiment with different threads or different fabric, you might have read in a pattern or something that maybe you shouldn't do that, I would say, yeah, break the rules. And that's how you learn to allow your creativity to come through in your designs.
Join us on Thursday, the 31st of May, when designer, teacher and author Carolyn Forster is here to launch her brand new book. The Joy of Jelly Rolls is Carolyn's complete guide to quilting and sewing with jelly rolls, a fabric pre-cut we know you love as much as we do. Carolyn will be in the studio to share projects from the book, along with tips and techniques honed from teaching the world over. From clever machine piecing hexagons and intricate folded log cabin to a sleepy tabby cat pillow, Carolyn shows that the possibilities with jelly rolls are endless. In fact, there are 44 designs in the book, including 24 quilts, all in Carolyn's trademark fresh, feminine style. So tune in to help Carolyn celebrate her latest joyous jelly roll book, Thursday the 31st of May at 10 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.
Now, before I start this next hour with the clever tote bag here, I just need to explain Natasha's little advert there and the email you might have received this morning. From the 1st of June, we are going live for 5 hours, but it starts at 9 o'clock and goes through till 2 o'clock. So if you watch on Sky, from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock will be live, and then from 2 o'clock right the way through the night until 9 o'clock the next morning will be the repeat on the loop like it is at the moment. If, however, you watch on Freeview, you'll watch live 9 till 2, then 2 till 4 will be the first 2 hours of repeat, then the next morning, 8 till 9, will be whatever hour that will have been anyway going round. So just so you know that. But yes, it means we are live for five hours. I know. There's no double heading. It's like one presenter for the whole 5 hours. Anyway, oh, and tomorrow we've got this lovely zebra. Jo's going to bring the zebra in with her now. Oh, no, she's not. No, she's not. She's not bringing it in with her. It's not quite stuffed, apparently. Cute little bag, isn't it? Cute little bag. Got 4 bundles to show you. Oh, hang on, the corners. There you go. Got 4 bundles to show you. Just saying, you'll show the zebra. She says, Right. So now let's do the one that Jo's already made here. So this is the Dalmatians one. So you get the instructions. You get 1/2 meter of the Dalmatians, 1/2 meter of the chocolate brown lining. You get snap fasteners, and you get this handle. Now I have to tell you, this handle is leather. This is the leather handle you've got in here for £34.99. There's the whole bundle there. Then the one that Jo's going to make is this one over here, which is the little beach huts and yachts and lighthouses, like a nautical theme. That's nautical theme, so you get that one, 1/2 meter of that, 1/2 meter of the blue. Now this one you get antique brass, what are they called, snaps. You get the thread. Now these handles are not leather. There is no leather in those. So they're a blue handle, the handles are blue, and they're textured, but they are not leather. Not leather. Okay, £32.99. Then I've got 2 other bundles to show you here. I've got the I love this fabric. I've never seen this before. Let's just have a look at this. Oh, do you know who'd love this? Hannah, producer Hannah would love that, wouldn't she? Cactus fabric. You get 1/2 meter, look how wide it is. 1/2 meter of the cactus fabric. Nice. You get 1/2 meter of like the forest green Spectrum solid. Now this handle is leather. This handle is leather. And you get the snap fastener, and you get the thread. There's the thread. There's the still. So that's all £34.99. And then last but not least, we've got the stags. So it's a lovely print, this one. So you've got the stag fabric, 1/2 metre. Very handsome stag. Then you get 1/2 metre of the, it's either claret or port. You get not leather handles, not, repeat, not leather handles. You get the thread, and in that one you get silver, a silver. Yeah, they don't look silver on the thingy there. But anyway, silver magnetics. Okay, let's go back. So let's have a look at the finished one. Yeah. There it is. That's obviously the Dalmatian one you're seeing there. Oh, you've already got your own instructions of it. Oh, okay, fine. I'll go back. Just tripped over the iron wire. Everything's going on here today, health and safety. I had to ask a quick question. Now, the design is by that lady there, isn't it? What's her name?
Svetlana Sotak.
Svetlana Sotak. She's a sewist, quilter, pattern designer, and regular contributor to Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine. Her website is sotakhandmade.blogspot.co.uk. There you go. Oh, there's another one there. How have we got so many patterns? Well, there's only one over there. We seem to have hundreds on here. Right, OK.
This one's mine.
Now, it's called the Clever. You see, she hasn't called it Clever.
It's the Stitch and Stroll. Stitch
and Stroll. Pop your sewing notions into this stylish drawstring tote bag to carry all your on-the-go stitching projects. I think there's a spelling mistake on this one. But why have we called it... Oh, no, it says, no, it's not springtime garden set, Wayne, no. Just move it over. But it's called, I think it's called the Clever tote bag. And I thought you could explain why it's the Clever tote bag.
Hello.
It's clever. Maybe it was you. Clever Joe makes a drawstring tote.
I think that was what it was.
That's what it was. It looks quite easy.
It is really nice and straightforward.
Okay, perfect. There are your instructions there. Where do we start? So there's no pattern.
There aren't any templates as such, but it tells you for cutting out we need the exterior pieces and the lining are 18 inches across by 15 inches deep.
Okay.
So 15 by 18.
Have you made a mistake on this one?
No.
Okay.
But it does need to be like this one.
I was going to say, no, because there's no corners cut out of this one, that was all. We're about to do... Is that part of the demonstration? Oh,
that's part of my extensive, well-thought-out demonstration.
Did you miss me when I wasn't here? But you don't get this from any of the others, do you? There's Chic. We're friends, by the way. Don't be texting in. Right. Well, I think we're friends anyway. The look I just got.
I was tempted. OK, so we've cut them out 15 inches that way, 18 across.
Right.
But then to get the shape, the finished shape we want, with a ruler, we want to cut out a 3-inch square from either bottom corner.
But if you wanted to make this bigger, you could do, couldn't you, if you wanted to?
You could.
Because it's not a pattern, you're not following a pattern. So if you think, oh, I'd like it a little bit wider. Say you wanted to, if you are using it for sewing, you've got the next big ruler that you wanted to put in. You could make it a little bit wider if you want to, or a little bit deeper,
you could,
couldn't you?
And you could add an internal pocket into the lining as well if you want to add very specific. What I haven't said. I've put interfacing, iron-on interfacing on the reverse of the exterior.
Oh, I haven't got that. It's from the last hour, £2.99. Just your normal interfacing, medium weight interfacing.
But this is a heavier weight fabric anyway, and if you wanted to fold it up to put it within another bag, you wouldn't have to add the interfacing. Why have you put
interfacing on it then?
Because it said so in the pattern.
Okay. I might not talk again this hour. I might be very quiet. Oh, she's in tomorrow as well, though, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, we've got the zebra, the lovely zebra. Are they bringing it in for us in a minute?
Stop it. You're so bad. I've not finished the zebra.
Oh.
It's almost.
What else are you making tomorrow? Oh, you're making...
I made this.
Haven't I got another... Yes, look, isn't that lovely? Jo made this, right? And she's going to demonstrate that tomorrow. But hang on. There's only a couple of hours work in there, isn't there?
About 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Well, like 45 hours. I thought we were doing... Aren't we also doing another unicorn as well?
I think the unicorn's on.
But it's in 2 colourways I've never seen before.
Oh.
Oh, you've not been told that?
No, I don't know that.
OK, it's in the advert just a minute ago. It's gold and silver, I think.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on. That's tomorrow. So you have to tune in tomorrow for that.
Because the zebra is a variation. I've altered some pattern pieces and...
What do you mean?
To make the zebra from the unicorn.
Oh, now, isn't that funny? Somebody said to me, isn't the zebra a hack of the unicorn? I was like, no, oh, Deborah, no. I said, no, it's a proper pattern. So you've hacked the unicorn pattern to make a zebra. I
carefully redesigned some aspects of it, yes.
Hacking is a dressmaking term. I'm not saying you botched it. It's different between hacking and botching, isn't there, really?
Yeah, hacked it.
Yes, OK. Oh, wow.
So these are the 3-inch squares. I've just marked them on with the erasable pen. Yeah,
so you actually cut 3 inches. That's not 3 inches with the seam allowance or anything. It's just 3 inches.
Just 3 inches. Yeah. So snip these away. And these sections I've just kept a couple to put behind the lining to support the magnetic clasp. Because it's quite a powerful magnet.
Yes, it is.
And because these are interfaced as well. Trim them down a little bit.
So there's no waste in Joe Carter's hat. Are you the same as this with cooking?
Yeah.
Do you know what programme I've got into? It's one with Claudia Winkleman and Mary Berry and 2 male chefs I've never seen before. And it started off with about 10 people. And I think it's best home cook. They're just, you know, one's a teacher, one's a... And I've got really... And they do one project to start with. And then whoever wins that one chooses the ingredient that they all have to do. Then they have to do a fixed one. And then only some of... They have to have like a sew-off, but a cook-off. But it could be 8 of them in the cook-off or just 2 of them in the cook-off. But one of those people will be going home. Kind of got a bit hooked on that one now.
I've just got hooked on loving the countryside.
Oh, no, is that Sarah Cox?
Yes.
And with young farmers?
Yes.
Is it like Love Island, but on a farm?
Yes.
Oh, Love Island's back. If you love Love Island, it's back on June the 4th, I think it's back on. Anyway. Oh, I haven't watched it. The farmers one.
Yeah, because I like to have something on while I'm sewing.
Yeah, and that doesn't take too much brain power, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But is it like, so do they get partnered up with each other and then if they fancy one of the others, they go off with one of the others?
No, it's not. It's farmers that each have people that send letters in saying they'd like to meet them for a date. So they choose people based on the letters. And
I didn't know about that. I didn't see those letters.
Well, I don't know where they were, you know.
Well, you couldn't, you're married.
No, I could. No, that's right. I don't really like animals.
Oh, well,
my
friend Anne, when we were growing up, all she kept saying was, I'm going to marry a rich farmer. I want to marry a rich farmer. And we were like, what? And there was something she knew she wanted to... Anyway, she used to make costumes for films, and then she became Laura Ashley's design coordinator. Then she opened her own shop in Wiltshire, like men's and ladies' shirt shop. And this like scruffy man used to come in there. Oh, she's supposed to be watching, actually. Anyway, she's married him. He's only the biggest landowner in the whole of, you know, and they've been happly married for, well, about 30-odd years. More than that now. Anyway, hello, Anne, if you're watching, by the way. She'll be going mad now, I tell you.
Right, I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, now...
We might go.
No, it should go, because you shouldn't sneeze when you're live on telly, because the adrenaline should have kicked in that stops you sneezing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why you never see... I've done it before, Fern did it, but that's why most people don't sneeze when they're on telly, because the adrenaline doesn't let you sneeze. Because if we were in the wild and there was a tiger, and we were hidden from a tiger and you sneezed, the tiger would know where to come and find you, see? So in theory, your adrenaline's not pumping enough.
But it went away.
Yes, so maybe it's a little bit of adrenaline there.
A little bit.
Mind you, doesn't Derek go... What does Derek say? He looks into a light, doesn't he? Or he does... I think you have to put your tongue on the top of your mouth and look into a light or something like that. Anyway, let's get on with the bag, shall we?
Right, because this one has the different handles, the separate handles, I've added those on at the end.
Oh, OK. So in the instructions, have they got handles?
So the next step on this bit would be about fixing the handles in. Now, I measure them because it helps for adding the handles later at the end.
What have they made the handles out of in here, then?
I think they're just leather straps.
Just straps, and they've sewn it into a seam, have they?
Yeah, basted them on and then sewn them into that seam with a casing.
Oh, OK. But we've got ones you stitch on afterwards, I know. OK.
So to find the position of the handles, which I'm going to mark to help me sew them on at the end, fold in half, and then from the centre, I think it's 4 1/4 inches either side from the centre.
Is that not halfway again between those two?
I don't know, is it?
We'll have a look now.
And I'll mark it a little further down because this will be hidden in the seam allowance.
Almost, not quite. Oh, but it will be once the seam allowance of theirs taken off. It'll be exactly halfway.
Yeah. So I'll mark that one on later. And this pen just sponges off, although I notice I haven't sponged.
This one's got green felt pen on this one.
No, that's the same one of these, but a different colour. It is, honestly.
I'm saying nothing.
There we go. So I'll watch, what's the one with Claudia Winkleman and Mary Berry called?
I think it's called, oh, can you message in, let me know. I think it's called Britain's Best Home Cook or something like that. They're just people, one's a butcher. Is that what it's called? One's a butcher, there's a teacher, there's a maths teacher in there. But Claudia Winkleman's just lovely with them all.
I love Claudia Winkleman.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right, I think the next step is the casing for the drawstring around the top. So I've marked, if we were putting the handles in, they'd go in at this point, but they're not. So the casing for the strips. So it's just an 18-inch wide. I think it's, should I check?
Okay.
2 and something, 2 1/4 deep.
Okay.
And then press at either end, so we don't have any raw edges, press 1/4 inch, 6 millimetres under twice.
Oh, okay. Oh, because you're making the opening, you're making this bit here.
That bit there.
You're making that bit at the end there. So that's why you can turn it in, so you're making a little gap there. And you've got your nice clean edges there. Oh, again, we've got little feet again at the top, like we had with the dachshunds earlier. Now, do you say dachshund or dachshund? Dachshund.
Dachshund, I think. I don't know. It's bound not to be right, however I say it.
Yes. I suppose it might be one of those scone things, mightn't it?
And because the drawstring goes past these edges, they do need to be turned under twice, just so the raw edge doesn't fray.
Yes. Well, not only that, sometimes if you only stitch them over once, they turn out on themselves. So there's nothing worse than seeing like turned out bits where the drawstring goes through.
So I've done one.
So what colour are you saying with this show then?
Well, this is the one that comes with this kit.
Oh, okay.
But I thought I was supposed to use a contrasting
Yes, you
thread,
are. You're
so
the
it
only one
shows-
that's read your email, I think. We got any, normally in a bank holiday round here, there's all sorts of raves going on and everything. I haven't heard any noise today.
Near my house, there was a 2-day festival.
Yeah, we saw. And also, have you found your Joe Lycett tickets then?
I found them, yes.
And how come you can't go? Is he the new presenter on...
He's the new Sewn Bee presenter,
Sewn Bee
yes.
presenter, yeah.
Oh, they were my Christmas present, but we're on holiday. I didn't realise when we booked the holiday. But my niece is going instead.
Who's going?
My niece.
Oh, is she? How old's your niece?
20...
Oh, OK. I was thinking...
Yeah, no, she's...
12. She might find some of it a bit naughty.
No, she's an adult.
OK.
Right, so they're casing strips, and I'll give them a press now in half that way.
Well, so how are you pressing them? What are you doing to them? Just pressing them in half?
Yes. So wrong sides together.
Yeah. We'll just see if we can... Do you want me to move anything, Mike? You're right. Oh, no, you're all right. You're all right. That's quite atmospheric, that, with the handle in the corner. Look. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not atmospheric. Creative. Artistic. Well, you won't need any of that in your new job, will you?
Okay, that's one.
So have you cut these so that it pattern matches across the top? Or have you done it on purpose so that it doesn't, so you can see that it's a casing?
Oh, do you want me to confess?
Oh, what?
No, this one's fine. But it's important to make sure when you fit these on that the pattern is facing the right way up.
Oh, are your Dalmatians the wrong way up?
No, I had some dog's paws upside down. And
oh,
that's
no.
got to come out.
Yeah, he's doing that. What Mike says is, when they roll over, to have a tummy scratch.
Well, it sort of ended up that there were the ends of paws from the main.
Oh, you changed
and
it?
And then
Oh, yeah. There's nothing on that one. You found the clean one without any patterning at all. OK.
So I need it that way up, don't I?
We can't
Although it
see,
won't really show. So centre the casing and then baste it into position. So I'm just going to fold it in half to find the centre. It's the easiest way.
Now, at this point, it's not going to reach the end, so don't panic if you're thinking, oh no, it's not reaching the end of my fabric, because first of all, this fabric has got seam allowance on it, but also you want a little gap in between that one and the next one to get the ribbon through.
Yeah, you need the clearance.
Yeah. Do you make many bags? I know you do purses.
I do make quite a few bags, yeah. I do like some storage, sewing storage bags and things.
Oh, okay, not so much handbags.
I've made a few handbags.
For your social party life. So who was in the... Who was at the festival that you went to then?
I went on Saturday and it was Jake Bugg and Cortinas and Star Sailor.
Oh, yeah.
Noel Gallagher was on last night.
Oh, was it the big weekend?
Neighbourhood Weekender.
Oh, Neighbourhood Weekend, because on Radio 2 they had the big weekend. Oh, no, was that a different Gallagher?
No, I think, I don't know.
It was what's her name there that sang that, she's singing that Mama Cass song for an ad. I thought she'd done it because she might be playing Mama Cass in a film, but she's done it for a car advert, hasn't she? Paloma Faith.
She was at the big weekend, not the one I was at,
okay. I think she's beautiful, beautiful voice in that one, the Mama Cass one that she's done at the moment.
There we go. And then I'll baste this into position,
okay.
Just to hold it.
But you need to baste quite close.
It says to baste 1/8 of an inch.
Question from Marcia, did you bring the banoffee pie?
Oh, no, I didn't, I'm sorry. I've got all the ingredients and I didn't make it.
And she also wants to know, did you make the caramel ice cream she told you about on Facebook?
No, but I do plan to do that. I bought a big...
It's Mike's last day as well, you see.
Oh,
you could have brought banoffee pie.
I didn't know, though, I didn't know.
That it was his last day?
I would have made the effort.
Yeah, he kept it very quiet. Yeah, only because we were talking about banoffee pie once when Mike was on with Hannah was producing. We were on, weren't we? We talked about banoffee pie. And then Marcia said if you do the... What do? You get the caramelised and mix it with ice cream or something.
Mix it with double cream, I think, was the... but I'm going to do that.
Did you do that for your birthday, Marcia? Did you get a nice birthday cake? I hope so. It was Wayne's birthday last week as well. Oh, was it this week? Hang on, what day were we on? Oh, no, it was on Friday. It was 40. It was 40 last week. And he's having a meltdown over it. I said, I'll be like that next... Well, no, not next year, the year after, because I'm 39 this year, aren't I? So I'll be 40 next year. Say that again. No, I didn't. There was a picture of your cake. I was just looking at all the very drunk people at your party. Wasn't invited, by the way. Wasn't invited, so I couldn't go. So, I wasn't invited. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's fine. What was your cake then? Oh, I did see it. I did see it. I tell you, Wayne collects 50p pieces with all the different things on. So if you get your change out on the desk at work, Wayne's rummaging through it. Because there's a Kew Garden 50p piece, which is really, really rare.
Oh, is it?
And his birthday cake was the Kew Garden 50p piece.
Ah.
Oh. Did you get Rachel to make it? Rachel from Dudley? No, got a proper cake, Rachel to make it. Were your kids at the party as well, Wayne? Were your kids at the party? Oh, I didn't see a picture of them. You know what Wayne looks like, don't you? Like little and dumpy and everything. He's got the most beautiful wife. You're not married yet, are you, Wayne? No, she's completely gorgeous. The first time I met her, she's like, well, it's a bit like Chris. Oh, I'm Wayne's wife. No, Wayne's girlfriend. I'm like, not Wayne. Surely not going to little dumpy old Wayne. Sam, she's called, and she's gorgeous. And they're two kids, you know. Genes, he obviously comes from a good gene pool. He just got all the bad ones, you know what I mean? But anyway. Oh, no, they're gorgeous. No, Wayne's bound to say they're gorgeous. They are completely good and really well-behaved children and everything, you know what I mean? To us, not at home, obviously. It's always the way. Right, anyway, let's carry on.
OK, so they're basted in position, and so I'm going to put right sides together, both the exterior pieces, and sew them together along the sides and along the bottom. OK, and you sew those down? You sew those... These don't get caught then? These casements don't get caught? No, because it's a 1/4 inch seam allowance, right. They don't get caught. Okay, so at the end, once we've added the lining, those will be in between the lining and the...
Oh, right, okay.
I hope so. I'm now looking at the... I did make one of these very recently.
So look, assembling the bag, place the 2 exterior panels right sides together, aligning all the edges, pin or clip along the side and bottom edges, stitch on, it doesn't mention it.
But the casing would go on that way because it wouldn't, if the handles were in, it would sandwich those in between.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. Because if you're making it the way the instructions are, the handles have gone in that seam, haven't they, there? Well, you'll have basted them in there when you've basted that in. She's got a lovely little metallic, it looks like leather, handmade label there.
It's cute, isn't it? Because we've got the chunk in the seam here of the casing.
Yeah.
To get the foot past here, I'm going to move the needle position. Or you could use a zip foot.
Right. Because otherwise you're going to catch the casing, or the foot will catch on the casing.
It just won't be able to get close enough.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that position should do it.
So in effect, you're kind of making a zipper foot out of your normal foot, aren't you? If you've moved your needle over, yeah.
Yeah. If you have a 680, it's 0.4 to move it to the left and 0.6 to move it to the right.
And then what happens if you want to keep it, because it's got so many needle positions. Sometimes some of the designers, they're going bing, 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 bing. Is that moving it further across to the right, or is 0.6 and 0.4 the furthest right and the furthest left?
I don't know, actually. You could probably move it a little bit further.
When Lucy moves it, she goes bump, 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 like that. So I'm just moving the needle. Maybe I should learn that.
Maybe I should read my manual.
Yes. Wayne, 40 is the new 30, you'll be fine. He will, yeah, he will, Anne. Is that Anne from Cheshire? Yeah, he will be fine. The trouble is, he's been 40 since I met him, which is about... No, it must be about eight or 9 years. How many? 10! Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there when Rocks wasn't going to be falling auction. I was there when Rocks was going to be like normal. Yes. And then we closed down. 10 years I've known Wayne. So that makes him 50, really, and I was only 29 when I met him. I was a bit frightened of Wayne when I first met him.
Check the lining up.
Say that again?
I was just checking they were lining up.
Oh,
I'm mumbling at the same time, sorry. I keep catching myself on the side of my top.
On what?
I keep catching my bracelet on the side of my top. There we go, so that's the exterior.
Right.
Mainly together. These will be the box corners, but at this point, press these seams open. Have we got time? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not past yet. We'll go and do bundles. Oh, actually, while you're pressing that, should we go and do bundles, Wayne? Yeah, we'll go do it, because unless there's anything you want to tell me about that, you could do with the sleeve board to do that, couldn't you, really?
I could, really.
Right. Bundles. So, the one that Joe is using is this one, the blue one. So these handles, they are not leather. They are not, I repeat, not leather. So if you don't like, a lot of people don't like working with leather. These are not leather. You get 1/2 metre of the maritime fabric. You get 1/2 metre of the blue. You get the thread. You get the, now they're antique brass. They are the snaps and the non-leather handles and the instructions. There's the still. £32.99. We then have the one that Joe made already, which is this one here. Now, what you get here is you get the Dalmatian fabric. Oh, I see why they've most probably sent you a black handles, because it's got black Dalmatians, isn't it? So you get the black Dalmatians on the linen colour. You get the chocolate spectrum solid. You get the thread. You get the snaps. You get now this handle is leather. This handle is, I repeat, is leather, and it's black leather. Black leather. Okay, and you get the instructions, obviously. Now I'm going to move on to my favourite, which is the cactus one. So in this one, you get 1/2 metre of the cactus, 1/2 metre of like the bottle forest green, thread, snaps, and this one is a leather handle. And again, it's the black. It's the black handle in leather. There's the still, £34.99. And then last but not least, the very handsome stags. So you get 1/2 metre of the stag fabric, 1/2 metre of the port, thread, silver snaps, and this one you get the brown knot leather. This is knot leather, this handle, and it's in a brown textured finish there. £32.99, plus the instructions, obviously. There's the still.
Didn't make a very good job of that corner, so I was just
Why
changing
not?
It just didn't.
What, the boxing out of it?
No, just that my seam allowance wasn't very good, so I've
Okay.
redone it. And then we've got these openings
Yeah.
here, so fold them this way and line up the seam.
Now, do you do a quilter seam or do you do a open seam? So quilter seam as in nesting, or do you do...
Open for these
Open them,
ones. Yeah. It just gives a smoother finish.
Okay. God, I'm hungry and I've eaten my lunch already. I've eaten my boiled eggs for my lunch already.
Sorry about the banoffee pie.
It's all right.
Next time.
Tomorrow?
No, well, probably not tomorrow.
You'll have to come back in for that one, Mike. When Joe brings the banoffee pie, we'll give you warning. Huh? Oh, he says he'll be here. I could always drop yours off on the way home, couldn't I, in a little Tupperware dish? He lives on the gyratory, so I could just stop off at the lights and chuck it in the garden. Or the window. No, aren't you upstairs? I don't know if I can throw... Do what? Is there not lawn as you go round there? Yeah, but you can pop down. You can get into that lawn bit, can't you? Oh, that's right, it's a park, isn't it? I'll leave it on the park bench for you. Yeah. What's the matter?
Nothing.
There's a sundial in the park. It's on the gyratory, so it's quite busy.
Yeah.
In his town, they have one of the best wine shops, apparently, in the whole countryside. Oh, actually, my friend Claire's selling hers, and she didn't want to go to the estate agent. She just kept saying, oh, John, you'd love it. You'd love it. So she doesn't have to go to the estate agent. She was just going to sell a house to me. That was it, you know. Oh, you'd love it, John, you'd love it. I was like, I don't really need another house in that neighbourhood, thank you.
Right, so that's the exterior for now, and I'll go and... There we go, so the boxed corners.
Quite deep, aren't they, the box corners?
They are. But it
They
also
look deep
means...
on that one, they do on that one.
Oh dear, I hope that's not
That's not a what?
a mistake on my part.
Oh, no, it's because this is softer fabric. No, it's exactly the same.
A few.
It's only because that's... Oh, did you not put interfacing in
No,
this one?
I did, but it might be slightly different. It might have been a lighter weight interface.
This is lighter weight. The Dalmatian is slightly lighter weight than the nautical.
It's cute fabric, that is.
Nice. Next one.
Okay, so the lining is exactly the same as the exterior. Maybe I shouldn't leave that there.
Yeah.
But we need to add the clasp.
Oh, now,
fastening.
before we do anything else?
So I'm going to mark the position of it first, and then I'm going to pop one of these cut-out pieces behind just to support it. I mean, there's also cut-out pieces from these ones, so you could use a blue as well.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, if you wanted to make a feature, would that work?
And have it on the front.
Have it on the front, and then you pop her in the middle of that. But you'd have to stitch this down. It's a little bit of extra work. So.
I would have to edge it, wouldn't I?
Yes. Glad to see you back, John. I love the cactus fabric. It's gorgeous, isn't it, Joy? I would use it to make the gardening set. Oh, yes, I know. There's been a lot of that kind of today, things getting like the pink. We don't know where the pink came from in the last hour. And then you were sent the dog fabric for this hour, weren't you? So we had a lot of mixing and matching going on today. So maybe the cactus was meant to be for the garden hour. It is beautiful, though. Who has headhunted Mike? Sadly, nobody. He's working, I'm not going to say where he's going, but he's working in a completely different job. It's a family business. It's the family business. One of the family. He's from a massive family. It's one of the family. He's not becoming a dancer like his mum and dad. It's all to do with cars, something. He'll be back, won't he? He'll miss all the creativity from here. And, oh, well, I'm not going to say. Yeah, and he's got to work from his spare bedroom. So he's not going to see anybody all day. I was rubbish. When I was freelance, I was rubbish. Because I'd set up the dining room as a workroom. And it only had to be a nice day like this. And someone could ring and go, oh, should we do lunch? Oh, yeah, I'm on my way. Or should we go to the... Yeah, let's go to the pictures. And I'd do that. And then the night before the frock was supposed to be delivered, I'd be up all night going, I'm never doing this again. I'm never staying up all night. Right, so you marked where you think. How do you know where to put that then?
So I fold in half to get the centre line and then measured 1.5 inches.
And is that
down.
what it says on there?
That's what it says on there.
Okay.
And so this is where it's going to be on the front. So I'd pop this behind. I mean, if you wanted it definitely not to show up, I might just stitch it on actually. Should I make it a bit smaller?
What you saying?
Well, when I made the one that I've made, I fused it on with some iron-on adhesive. But this time, I'm just going to, just to support the metal cap.
When you say iron-on adhesive?
I stuck the square onto the reverse,
yes.
so it wasn't visible. I just pressed it on with iron-on adhesive, so it was held to the back.
Oh, okay, okay.
With this one, I'll stitch it in place.
I wonder why you've got silver backings to yours when you've got the antique brass.
Sorry, Jen.
That's right.
So I'll pop that behind.
And did you stitch it down then?
I didn't stitch it down, I just fused it with the adhesive on that one.
Okay.
But this one I'll
yeah, I can feel it, yeah.
stitch down because it is quite a powerful magnet, so it's worth.
Lovely bag, says Janice, but I love your shirt. Thank you, Jess. It's one of my new ones. Do you like it? I'll have to wear another new... What are you wearing tomorrow? She nearly was on air in her T-shirt. She nearly forgot her suitcase this morning.
I had to turn round.
Had to go home. I have to say, I had to stop when I got to Cofton or Cowton, however you say it, because I was convinced that I'd left my wallet in my office and I had the key to get in, the jobby to get in and everything like that. And do you know what? I nearly... When I pulled up outside the studio, so there was a space just in front of the door. So I swerved in like this, right? Deborah Simms was sitting on the pavement. I missed her, but it was like... No. And I was like, well, yeah, what are you doing sitting there? She said, I'm a bit early. I'm like, you're nearly dead, girl.
Right, so I'm going to mark on this side, the 1/4 inch down. No, the 1.5 inches down.
From the top of the bag, yeah. Lining, I mean.
In the centre, there we go.
Okay.
And then, I don't know why I've done this because they're really strong.
Do you want me to do it for you? So you can watch her.
Yeah, maybe you give it a try.
She's put the things together, the magnet thing together. There you go.
Thanks.
Which one do you need, the boy or the girl?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to mark where I want to make the little snips for those.
Will you make them with the scissors or with a... We've got an awl. We should have had the awl. Is it called an awl? What's it called, the thing that you use to... Like a brad awl.
It's called an awl, isn't it?
You call it a brad awl
AWL.
in metalwork or woodwork, don't you? But I think ours is called an awl. Oh, no, that's... You don't want that bit. So you just made 2 tiny holes. What you've got to make sure is you don't make those holes too big.
Yes, because you don't want it to... Because it'll work them into a larger...
Especially if it's quite a strong... Oh, does it matter which washer you put on? They're both the same, aren't they, the washers?
No, but I'm just going to look at the back just to make sure I absolutely do this properly. Now, on this one, it says, some people, I know, fold them outwards.
No, you fold them in.
Yeah.
It'd say on the packet, fold out.
No, it says fold in, but
Okay.
I know some... I think... Does this one show them fold... See, this one shows them folded outwards.
Oh, no, I'd never fold it out. And you can get a little hammer if you want to, can't you, just to bash that down.
So that's one done, and I'll do the other one quickly.
But now, so you stitched the fabric down.
Scissors just stuck to it. Yes, just to, just to make sure that's not going to work.
Yes.
Loose.
Yeah. Okay, and then you do exactly the same on the other side.
Exactly the same on this one, yeah.
So you're stuck in Birmingham on your bank holiday afternoon. What are you going to do? Not stuck. I didn't mean it like, oh, you're stuck in Birmingham. I meant you're in Birmingham, away from your family and your home.
Might make a zebra.
Oh, okay.
No, I've got, I might do a little bit of shopping. Okay, so I'll mark that on that side. I'll do the same on this one.
Why are you marking it on both sides? Oh, because you're going to put that thing...
I'm going to put, yes, I'm going to put...
Here, you need to trim it down there.
Trim it down to 2-inch square. So do you have to be in early tomorrow then?
Well, no, I was supposed to be to film this thing, but Natasha's already done it.
Oh.
And it's the advert we've been putting out in the breaks, right? But actually, it's only 3 days away until we change. So I'm not going to do a whole advert for 3 days blooming airing. Natasha's can just go out, can't it? I thought I was doing it for tomorrow for the launch, but they sent an email. Have you had an email?
I'm worried now because I don't think I have had an email, but maybe I just...
No, well, some customers, some viewers haven't had the email, but others have, you see. So maybe they're doing them in batches. Say that again. Oh, did you just say yes to the GDPR thing?
Oh, maybe I didn't.
So maybe you're not on our mailing list anymore. Mind you, they were all different, weren't they? Some you had to click and go, yes, I definitely want it. Others you had to click unsubscribe if you didn't want it. And then when I was at Francesca's house, we both got one from the same company. And my one was just, if you want to carry on, just leave it. But hers was, oh, please fill in the form. But we were both got the same email. It was the weirdest thing. Anyway.
I thought you had to actively say that you wanted to
I did as well, but some of them were just, you don't have to do anything if you don't, and I thought it was like you have to resubscribe to this thing. That's what ours was. We had to resubscribe.
Right, so I've made sure that they're the same width.
Yeah.
But I'm only going to make very small snips and then feed it through. I went through from the other side last time, didn't I?
Don't worry.
It'll be fine.
Stop muttering.
Sorry. There we go. So just really small snips and then just push the prongs through. And then wash her over. Out.
You got about 14 minutes left to finish the whole bag. And the zebra.
It's a bit tougher this way.
Are you all right? Can you manage?
There we go, done it.
Okay. You do need a spoon to press that down. Did you see on the Facebook page, somebody's asked for if we could do a whole hour of quilting, because we always get, and we go, like tomorrow, you'll finish this, and you go, then I quilted the background. We never ever, apart from when we do westerly rulers, we never do the actual quilting, do we?
It's because it's so difficult. It's just so large.
Yeah, and?
To sort of get it on screen.
Could you not do that? Could you not do that could you not do each unicorn and then sash them together? Would that
You could
not
do
work?
like a quilt as you go.
Yeah.
Could you? Yeah, you could quilt them separately. I mean, you'd have to piece them.
Yeah, do all the piecing so that all you're putting underneath your machine is that much, isn't it, really? Anyway, sorry, I'm going off key now. Mike, you can have sewn quarter on in the corner of your office and message in and get your own back. We'll be like, Mike, who? Who's that messaging in? We don't know that person. He'll miss us. I know he'll miss us, Anne. Dreadfully. Mind you, doesn't your girlfriend still work? I won't say where she works, but does she still work in the same place? So we can see her there. I've stalked her. I've seen her on Facebook. Not stalked her. That's the wrong word. Obviously, that's a little bit. But I've had a good look. What? Yeah. Well, you're on Facebook, aren't you? So she'll have been on yours in a relationship with. So I'll have clicked on. She'll have her secrecy thingies up. So I haven't seen all about her life, but I've seen what unless she looks different to that in real life.
I'm now just joining the...
Yep, check it is your girlfriend. Check it is your girlfriend. You're doing what, sorry?
I don't know what. Just joining the interior the lining the same way as the exterior as well. Sew these bits and then do the corners. And then that's the main part of the bag done. I just need to join it around the top.
Oh, yes.
Making a bit of a...
Yeah, I think it's the table rather than the sewing machine that's making the noise.
Is there something metal underneath?
Yeah. Well, these trays are filled with... They had very important people in this week. That's obviously why they let me have the week off, because I do all the important people came to visit. And they didn't want me sitting in the office mouthing off in the corner. So they not only moved all my clothes, Natasha and I had wardrobes to keep our clothes in, which were in like the green room. They've been shoved into our... We've got dressing rooms that are this big, Natasha and I have to share. So Natasha's is in our dressing room and mine's in their dressing room. Anyway, they've just shoved everything out the way, so it's all been shoved under here because they didn't think anyone would look behind the desk.
There we go. So if I was at home and taking care, I'd press all these seams.
Yes, of course. What's the matter, Wayno? No, sir.
It's quite handy with this bit as well, because the magnet holds the pieces in position a little bit at the top when you sew them together.
Oh, yes. Now, you've not got anything else to throw into this hour if you're like a kimono that you suddenly need to do at the end.
Well, I mean, what do you fancy?
Well, no. I'm just thinking we've got we've got about 10 minutes of you, Michael. Yeah, he went. He doesn't care. Yeah, 10 minutes with you, Joe. But like when we got to 10 minutes in the last day, he went, "Oh, I've got a kimono to make." Have you done the samples of this as well? You're gonna have a long afternoon. That's me saying what you're gonna do.
I do need to cut out my demo bits and bobs. The thing is, I didn't cut it out because I'd lose vital bits.
Yes, on the journey up.
And as I was preparing, sorting my trolley out, I found the panda tail.
Oh, okay. So you had done it.
I had definitely cut. Oh, yeah.
But that's not foundation paper piecing, is it? Tomorrow, that's doing blocks, is it? This.
It is. It's where they're all cut as squares or rectangles.
Yes.
And for the angles, you mark across with a pen.
So it's like a Nicola Dodd. So you've got a white triangle, and where you do his chin, you put a green one on and fold it over and things like that.
Yes.
Oh.
But I was resourceful with the cut-off bits from the May, I've added to the binding.
Yeah, I saw.
Jazz it up a bit.
Yeah. That's tomorrow, by the way.
There we go. So that's the
lining
done. Would you do it the other way around? Have this inside out and the lining the right way out?
No.
Okay.
It's up to you, doesn't matter.
No, I wouldn't. I just thought
was I making a funny noise?
I was just worried that, you know.
Don't ever be worried. You're the expert. I'm just the monkey. You're the organ grinder.
Right, am I definitely the right bit?
Yes.
Oh, do you know what I've not done?
What?
I'm the expert.
What have you not done?
You know the turning gap that's really important in the bottom?
And you can't blame me for that. I didn't put you off on that bit.
When you do the lining, make sure you leave an opening, 4-inch opening in the bottom to turn. That's quite an important...
Amanda in Berkshire. Oh, she sounds posh, doesn't she? Hello, John. We share the same birthday in June. How do you know when my birthday is? I didn't say what day it was.
No, you didn't.
No. Mind you, I'm working. I am.
Are you working on your birthday?
On my birthday. It's the only way to get a cake in this. You didn't get a cake, did you, Wayne? Little Paul didn't. Well, you're freelance. We don't get cards. Little Paul didn't get a cake or anything. He was furious. But the only way to get a cake is be on air that day, and then they've got to give you a balloon and cakes and things like that. You don't get a present. You get paid for work, you know. Oh, and it'll be a longer day as well, because we'll have started the 5-hour days. There'll be no getting drunk at lunchtime, because I'll still be working. Am I in the next day? I bet I'm in the next day as well.
I'm just now wondering whether it's worth working on my birthday.
What, to get a cake? You need to give them warning.
Yeah.
I've been saying, you know, that's my birthday that I'm working. When's yours? Yours soon then?
No, September.
Oh,
got
ages
ages
away. I thought it was after mine.
Right, so I would secure these ends.
Yes.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, now you've only got 6 minutes left now.
Now I've made a big blunder.
No, it's not a blunder. It just goes to show, doesn't it?
And I've confessed I made a mistake doing that one as well.
You might as well get them all out of the way today so you don't make any mistakes tomorrow with the zebra and that lovely quilt.
Right, so I'm putting the lining the right way out. No, the exterior the right way out inside the lining that's the wrong way out.
So
that it's
the right sides
together. And match them up firstly at the sides, these side seams, and then pin all around the top.
Now, the casing is still pointing down, isn't it?
The casing is still pointing down, so when these are folded back the right way...
The casing will pop up.
Yes, be sandwiched in the middle. Okay. It's quite handy doing it without adding the handles right at the end.
Yes, exactly.
Because you don't have to mess about with making sure they're not twisted.
No, because if you've got the leather handles in that lady, Svetlana's put in, you'd have all those handles inside there as well, wouldn't you?
You would. And actually, because I folded both of these to find the centre, I also can pin them in the centre as well.
Now, when you're sewing this on your machine, I presume you have to be careful because the magnet's going to be attracted to your machine feet, isn't it?
Well, I thought that, but I got away with it the first when I did that one.
Well, let's have a watch then.
Because I won't do this time.
No.
Right, now let's get on with it. And for the casing, the pattern specifies ribbon.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But I made some binding, just straight binding,
yes,
straight edge binding.
Ribbon to go through the... Is it straight? On the straight?
It's on the straight, yeah.
It's got a bit of give to it as well.
If I was doing this at home, I'd have pinned it a little bit more than this.
Yes. But you have only got minutes left now. 5 minutes you've got there.
Put that pin in and it didn't actually join to anything.
Huh?
I put that pin in, it didn't go through both layers, so it was a bit pointless. So I've got the magnet going over now and it's not caused any problems.
Oh, wow. Maybe they've only magnetised one side. Maybe when you get to the next side.
This is where all the trouble starts.
Yeah. Don't forget, if you're going to watch the repeat, Jo did a Panda on the last hour she was on. There's a few of those left if you want to come in for those. Well, I'm saying that's 11:53. You'll have to double check when you watch it in 3 hours' time. Or would it be 2 hours' time? 2 hours' time. No, 1.5 hours' time. 1 hour's time. Yes, because 12 till 1 will be Deborah Simms doing her first project. So, yeah, so it's in an hour's time. Diana says, I love all the makes and glad you're back, John. Oh, Diana, thank you so much. I feel like I've not been away now. This morning when the alarm went off, it was like, oh my God. Because for the week I haven't had an alarm clock on. I've just woken up when I...
Just naturally?
Well, not naturally, because the 3 dogs jump on your bed and bark, and then Savannah, the cat at Francesca's house, jumped on me and everything. But apart from that... Anyway, so you pull it through the gap that you've left in the bottom.
The gap that... Yes. The important gap in the bottom. You can press the seam. It says to press the seam open. This top seam we've just done. But actually, because you've got the casing, I find it easier to just do it all when it's out this way.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can just pull on the casing. So we want to press, the next job then is to press that down away from the casing.
Is there a top stitch?
There's a top stitch around the, yes.
Yeah.
But I think the lining looks lovely with this fabric.
No, exactly.
So I give that a press.
Yeah.
And then add, we've got these marks for the handle position, so I use those for the outside of the handle.
Does the handle go on before the
I fed that through the very last thing I did, but you could put it in now if you wanted.
Yeah.
And the best way to get that through is safety pin and feed it through. You need 2 of these.
2 of these?
Yeah, I've got one pressed, but not one
We've only got a minute and a half left, so hang on. So it goes round twice, does it?
So this one starts this end and goes round that way.
Yeah.
And then that one starts at that end and goes round that way. And then they're
not get
knotted.
difficult. The first one will be easy, but then when you start threading the second one through, you've got to make sure you don't pull the first one through, don't you?
Yes, but feeding it through with a safety pin makes it easier.
We've got a fantastic bodkin as well on the website,
yes. But yes. So
okay, and then how did you attach your handles?
The handles.
Yeah, yours. These are the leather ones, but that's not a leather one. No, that's definitely not leather.
So this has been pressed down and then top stitched all around there to finish that edge, and then just fit these on, and you can pop a pin through the existing holes of this. And I like embroidery thread because it's nice and thick.
Yes. Yeah, you use black embroidery thread with this one. I'd be tempted to use red.
Red would look really nice as
through there.
contrast.
And that's strong enough. Do you stitch it first and then put embroidery thread over, or is it strong enough just to do it with the embroidery thread? Oh no, just embroidery thread.
Yes, and I'll go round first every other hole and then backwards the other way to fill it in, so we have a solid line of stitching front and back.
Brilliant, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So Jo's back tomorrow. She'll be good tomorrow. Today was just like a dress rehearsal.
Just a warm up, really,
warm up, yeah.
for tomorrow.
So we're doing that quilt tomorrow, and we're doing the zebra, which isn't quite finished, which is a hack on the not hippopotamus. On the unicorn, but it's gone. There was a unicorn there. Right, thank you, Jo. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Right, let's just go through these 4 bundles very quickly. The one that Jo's just made is the blue one. So you get 1/2 metre of the maritime, 1/2 metre of the blue, the thread, the snaps, and the non-leather handle, and the instructions. Oh, excuse me, I've gone. Deborah Simms said she left. Oh, it's very sniffy in here, and I've got. Oh, yeah, and you as well. We're all got a bit sniffy today. Okay, so that's the one that Jo has already made. No, it's made today. This is the one that Jo's already made before, the Dalmatian one. With this one, you get 1/2 metre of the Dalmatian, 1/2 metre of the chocolate, the thread, the snaps. This one does have a leather handle. The blue one was a non-leather handle. This is a leather handle, and the instructions. £34.99. Now, those Dalmatians look like they're further apart than mine, don't they? That's weird. It's the same fabric, but they look further apart, don't they? There's the bag. Okay, then I've got the cactus one, which I love. So this one, you get 1/2 metre of the cactus. Oh, it's upside down, sorry. 1/2 metre of the cactus. 1/2 metre of like the forest green, bottle green Spectrum Solid. Then you've got the thread. Then you've got the snaps. This one has leather handles in it. And the instructions, £34.99. And then last but not least, we've got the very handsome stags. You get 1/2 metre of the stags, which is like on a linen-y canvas-y finish. No linen in it, obviously. You've got the port as the lining. This is quite classy, this one, isn't it? Now you get brown handles in this one, brown textured handles, which are not leather. I repeat, not leather. You get the snaps, and you get the instructions, and you get the thread. £32.99. Now remember, none of it is yours until you check out your basket. So I do need to check out your basket. Right, we do the menu next, then I know I've done that before we go down. Here we go. Coming up tomorrow with me, just John again, no John Scott. 8 o'clock, the magical unicorn quilt, which you've seen on the wall all day today with Jo Carter. Oh, Jennifer's in tomorrow. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, lovely. Sashko Made Easy with Jennifer Taylor tomorrow. 10 o'clock, well, this is very spoiling with all these guests, aren't we? 10 o'clock, Jo Carter's Zebra Softie, which is unfinished at the moment. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got the Slash Flower Jacket with Jennifer Taylor. Oh, I wonder what that is. I have to go and have a look now. Now, remember, it's not yours until you check out. So please, please, please check out. If you are watching the repeat either on Sky or on Freeview later, please ring the call centre to check for availability. But remember, it's 1p&p for the whole day, no matter how many times you check out during the day. Thank you ever so much for all your lovely messages. It is nice to be back. I know I go on about it, bluster and everything, but it's lovely to be back. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Do not be late.
Tune in on Tuesday, the 29th of May, when we're going unicorn crazy with Jo Carter. Listen for the clip-clop of hooves at 8 a.m. when Jo shares her expert tips for making Elizabeth Hartman's Lisa the Unicorn quilt. Inspired by the strip-pieced mane, we've created 3 kits including pretty pinks and purples, bold blues and greens, and a rainbow of striking fabrics. Jo is back at 10 a.m. with her very own unicorn softie, complete with legendary horn and shaggy felt mane. For a magical metallic twist, our kits include options in regal blue and gold and ice cool lilac and silver. If the call of the wild is more your thing, we've also got a kit containing black and white fabric, perfect for creating a unique zebra version. So join us for a morning of horsing around with Jo, Tuesday the 29th of May at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 687.